pull it up on here. Not pick receiving your content.
So we live?
Just about. Here we go. All right. Hey everyone, welcome back to Nothing Nerdy. I'm here with the Inspector Who Reacts, and
Hello there.
today we are discussing The Rise of Skywalker. Spoiler alert, okay? We both seen the movie. We are going to be talking all about it. So if you haven't seen the movie, don't watch this. Run away and come back after you've seen it, okay? It's in the title.
Full chat, full talk.
Yes.
Everything.
Yep. It's in the title. It's in the discussion. It's in the description. You have been warned. You don't want spoilers. Don't watch. All right. So, all
Who
right.
we got in the chat?
What's that?
Who we got in the chat?
Nobody yet. Sometimes it takes them a couple minutes to hop in. But
there's a notification.
Oh, you could just got the notification. Okay.
Yeah.
We are. It is public, which is good. And hopefully when someone gets in, they'll tell us if our audio is okay. So why don't we? So since we're waiting for some people to show up, I'm gonna give you my overall score on The Rise of Skywalker.
Yeah, let's start with the feeling score.
Okay. Daniel, hey. Audio is fine for both of us. We both sound okay.
Yay. Good to hear.
Daniel, we were just about to discuss our overall score for The Rise of Skywalker. Daniel gives it a 7.2. My score is a little bit higher. I actually give it a 9. 9 out of 10.
A 9? Wow.
Mm-hmm. I don't even know if I've given that score in The Mandalorian yet. I can't remember, but
wow.
Yep.
Yeah, okay, mine actually is probably like 7.5 or something like that. Like it is.
Okay.
Yeah, that's my score.
Okay, not bad.
When we get into more details, we'll kind of maybe, yeah.
Okay. All right, so you give it a 7.5, I give it a 9. So then what was your, all right, I'll tell you my overall impression.
You should go first on a lot of this.
My overall impression, I loved it. I really loved it. I mean, I laughed. I cried. Oh my God, I cried so bad in this movie. Gaming fan, hey, how are you? Thanks for joining us. We just got our discussion started on The Rise of Skywalker. Again, guys, spoiler alert. They're spoilers.
Yeah, spoilers.
So
even though the movie was leaked like 2 months ago.
I know. Yeah, okay. I don't think I ever.
Okay. Sorry.
I don't think I never cried in a Star Wars movie. I mean, I've gotten a little teary.
Really?
I mean, I cried through like, I want to see the second half of the movie. Oh, Gaming Fan, you just watched it today.
Even on repeated watches, you've never cried?
No, I'm trying to think if anything's ever gotten me choked up. Like, I mean, I always get a little misty-eyed in A New Hope when Luke's looking out at the twin suns. A little bit at the end of Revenge of the Sith, episode 3. Justin, hey, thanks for joining us. But like, yeah, no, I mean, this movie, I sobbed. I was trying to like be quiet, but at one point I let out a really loud sniffle, and my mom looks over at me. She gives me a napkin, and I'm like, I was a mess. Oh man. But
when we get into details, I need to know which parts though. I know it's probably the whole movie, but still, it's like, what got you the most?
Oh man, a lot of it. So I thought it was I just thought overall it was well done. It wasn't perfect. There were things I wanted to see but didn't. DC, you just left the theater. Awesome. Good. So then no spoiler. This won't spoil anything for you. Yeah, so it wasn't perfect. There are things I would change. But I felt like they did well. J.J. Abrams did well. I commend him.
I feel like in the situation J.J. Abrams was given, he did the best he could.
Yeah.
And yeah, he did. Yeah, he did. It was pretty good. I don't know. I would say I was, like I said, that was because of the things that I was hoping would happen didn't happen. I left more disappointed than fulfilled with
Okay.
this movie. So, yeah. Um, so
Hey, Brando.
let's let's start with one thing. What was your favorite part of the movie? Like just one moment. What was your favorite moment?
Oh, man. My favorite
I'll
moment.
also chat too. Like if who's here? What was your favorite part? Spoilers, by the way. You're free to talk.
Yeah, guys, I put a spoiler disclaimer so you guys don't have to worry about holding anything back. Um, Wee's here. That's Daniel is Wee. Um, and Elser is with his family for the holidays.
Uh-huh.
Inspector is already talking like me. You're rubbing off on him. All right, so my favorite it's there were a couple, but I would say the scene that got me was when Han appeared
Yeah.
talking to Kylo. Um, that was definitely one of the highlights for me because I
Yeah.
definitely wasn't expecting him to come back. I was like, no, he's dead, and
He,
they're like
yeah.
he
Because
can't be a Force ghost. So
that's never been done in Star Wars before. This kind of flashback memory
I took
visitation.
yeah I this is how I'm personally interpreting that scene. Um, Kylo's been like traumatized. He's been through a lot. He's kind of having this crisis right now. Um, so I kind of felt like it was his way of like I almost looked at it like as if he was not exactly replaying his final moments with his father, but like replaying that final moment with his father, how it should have gone. Kind of
Yeah.
like psychologically healing himself. Like I need to cope. This is how I need to cope with
Yeah.
this. I need to replay this,
And
and this is what should have happened. Um,
um yeah,
Personally.
and like Harrison's acting in that moment was a little much more like so much softer, so
Mm-hmm.
much it just felt so jarring. Not jarring in a sense, but like for Kylo and him to have that kind of moment,
Yeah.
or and then him to uh, finally do the right thing in a sense.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah. That moment
and
was
yeah,
just I that moment was so good in so many ways. Hold on, let me just check in with the chat here. Um, what was Finn gonna tell? Right. Oh, I did. We'll discuss that too. I read an
yeah.
article. I guess you read it too.
No,
um.
I didn't read the article, but I have some feelings about that.
Oh. Okay. All right. We'll get to that. I was just say that I like what another thing I liked with that scene with Han. I don't remember what the line was exactly, but Kylo says he goes like "Dad," and then Han says, "I know." Like
Yeah, that
the whole "I love you, I know" thing. And I thought that was so great.
that was
Um,
such a well done scene.
yeah, that was one of the scenes that got me sobbing. Sunday, hey, what's going on? That he's sick of being in the friend zone. That's not what Finn was gonna say. um, but yeah, that scene was really good. And then I wasn't expecting him to throw his lightsaber. Was not expecting that at all.
Yeah, I mean, I figured he would probably like not because he still needs a weapon or something.
Yeah,
So like,
I don't know. I guess I kind of put
at
myself in
least
that.
change the crystal or
Yeah, that
something like that. I didn't.
I guess that was like his way of. It was like symbolically throwing away who he has been. But like, I was like, oh my
Yeah,
god, like how is he gonna defend himself? Like,
yeah. Like
can he like
that
make
could
the
have come in
crystal bleed
handy.
or something? And like Ahsoka did with to get her sabers. Like,
Yeah,
I was expecting, like I
well,
guess, but I guess he
that
didn't have enough time for that.
that would have been cool because what Ahsoka did, and like what Ahsoka did with her sabers was she
Oh,
purified.
she purified it, right? To make it bleed,
Yeah,
that's
she
when you make it
purified.
red. Never mind.
That man, that would have been kind of cool to see that in this movie. Like that's how he kind
Yeah,
of.
that would have been
Mm,
cool. But I guess, you know what? There were
Um,
a lot of things that they could have done and maybe should have done, but I guess they didn't have
yeah,
enough time for it, unfortunately, for a lot
I,
of things. Um,
I wouldn't find this movie's 3 hours because that is a common complaint I'm seeing a lot around here is that the pacing was rushed. There was just so much speed,
yeah,
but like we were just moving, and yeah, there wasn't enough time to settle.
yeah.
There's very little of that.
I had heard going into it that it was rushed, but I gotta say the pacing didn't bother me. I mean, I was much more aware of it in the very beginning, maybe for like the first. I really had no concept of time in this movie, but like for the first 30 minutes, 20, 30 minutes of it, I was aware of it. And
Yeah,
I'm not typically someone who likes all the action. Like I like a good escape scene. I like a good lightsaber battle.
yeah.
Um, but this was very action packed. But like I have to say, for the first time, I like thoroughly enjoyed it. Like I was on the edge of
Mhm.
my seat. I was like, I don't think I breathed through the whole the whole movie. But I liked it. I liked that part of it.
Yeah. Um, okay, so my favorite scene,
Hmm.
hands down, has to be the X-wing coming out of the water, like that when that like just
That was a really cool scene.
I
Again, yeah.
now that was the moment I lost it. That was the moment I just started bawling because I
Oh,
just
you did.
because
Aw.
the not only was the just the nostalgia music, but it was like to have Luke back. It
Yeah.
just felt so it felt so right. It just
Yeah.
something felt right
It
about
felt like
that. It
Star
just
Wars.
yeah. And it was not only that, it was like a classic X-wing, and like we got he's passing it on to her sort of
Hmm.
situation sort of things.
And I thought it was really
And
cool because that was something he couldn't do in The Empire Strikes Back. Like he
yeah,
couldn't lift his his X-wing out, and like now, all these decades later, we get to see him do it.
I'm gonna cry thinking about that scene.
Oh my god! It's okay, Inspector. It's
It's
okay. No judgment
I'm so,
here.
and that's fine.
Aw,
Whew.
it's
Yeah,
okay. You
that
can
scene still gets me. It's such a
listen. You can
good.
have your nerdy moment. It's all right. This is not the nerdy here, so you be a nerd.
Yep.
That was definitely a really good scene. I felt like that whole scene.
Yeah, that
Yeah.
the
So
whole island
yeah,
scene
I
was really well done.
I feel like that scene was JJ's way of like saying to the fans, I know a lot of you were upset about The Last Jedi. I'm going to try and rectify some of that with this scene. That was kind of how I took it. Um,
Yeah.
like
Hello,
that.
Elser in the chat.
Elser, hey, how are you? How's it going?
Yeah.
Winston, what's up? So I'm taking you liked it. I loved it. I did. Sunday says his favorite part was the music. Some of these parts I kind of forget after the first viewing. You know what? Before we had our chat today, I went online and I was like watching some like recaps. Because there was stuff that even I forgot, and I only saw it yesterday
Yeah.
because it was so like we were just saying, it's so action packed
Yeah.
that it's easy to
I was
forget.
yeah, for the 2 days I was watching like a lot of reviews, a
Yeah,
lot of people I like who talked about the movie and such and
yeah.
other things on social media and other places and um
Mr. Seal Your Pizza, hey, how are you? Sorry, I just saw you over there. Make sure I didn't miss anybody else. Um, Back to that scene though, like what I was saying about how I kind of felt like J.J. Abrams was trying to like rectify the Last Jedi. So like that X-wing scene it was one aspect of it. I felt like,
yeah.
um, you know,
The like yeah, that whole scene definitely felt like there were a lot of feel like there were a lot of jabs at the Last Jedi, even though they weren't. I'm pretty sure they were intentional, but like they were kind of trying to be subtle,
mm-hmm.
but it's there was definitely moments where it's like okay guys, this is what you should have gotten, or this is
Yeah,
how things should have been explained, and it's like and like I didn't like in Last Jedi, I didn't entirely hate what happened to Luke.
right,
I mean,
right.
I kind of understood it, but over time, I kind of grew to not like it because it just didn't feel like it got a better not answer, but like the resolution wasn't as satisfying as it could have been or something
Mm-hmm.
like that. So, but to see how Luke was acting and talking and sort of treating and teaching in this one felt so much more at home. It
Yeah.
felt like this, because it felt like this is what, you know, after the original trilogy, after everything he had grown to be, um, after finally defeating, having the Emperor defeated and saving his father, that he'd finally become the Jedi Master and learn from Obi-Wan and Yoda and Anakin and all that. That this is the Luke that should have been, you know, much more prominent in
Yeah.
this.
Yeah. Like he even says to Rey, like, because like Rey goes to the island to do what Luke did, to run, to
Yeah,
hide, because she was fearful of who she thought she was becoming or could potentially become, and he was like, he was like, listen, I was wrong. I shouldn't have done that.
yeah,
And I love that moment where she takes her lightsaber and she throws it into the flames,
yeah.
and he grabs it and he's like,
Actually,
a, a
yeah,
Jedi's weapon deserves more respect than that, or a lightsaber deserves more respect than that. Kind
yeah.
of like
That's a
referencing
straight up call out to the, you know, chucking it the first. It's
yeah,
just
like in
like,
the Last Jedi when Luke throws it off the cliff and we're like, what?
yeah.
So that kind of like, again, just taking jabs at the Last Jedi. um
I will, um, uh, not to, don't mean to, sorry to interrupt, but like, I will,
I'm done.
I will say, I think him tossing the lightsaber in Last Jedi would have been fine if it had been like, yeah, like we don't, like you don't need that. If it
Yeah.
had been more about training, because like the lightsaber is a tool. It's
Hmm.
not a jet. Like it doesn't make you a Jedi.
Right.
Yeah, like it's the Force that makes you a Jedi. It's not a lightsaber.
Yeah.
A lightsaber is helpful, but it's not important.
Hmm. Let's take a
Oh
look at
yeah,
the chat. There are
yeah. A
major.
lot of things going on in chat.
Yeah, I'm so glad you guys are all here. Just don't have to see it again to think about what scene I liked the best because it was so fast. It was very fast paced. Winston, I'm so glad I can talk to you about it now. I didn't want to spoil it for you, girl. Sunday, there were major jabs at The
Yeah,
Last Jedi. Agreed. Winston, there was no climax. A build up to nothing is how I felt in The Last Jedi. Yeah. Brando, my favorite part was where Rey meets Palpatine. That scene was definitely intense.
yeah.
Mr. Steal Your Pizza, despite its many flaws, I enjoyed this one. By far the best in the sequel trilogy, I would agree. I think Palpatine pulled a Revan and willed himself back into existence with his pure hatred for the
That's
Skywalkers. Ooh.
that's an interesting theory.
Yeah, some theory that's starting to float around out there. Sunday, well, you got your Ahsoka back, but bad news, she's dead. I love that scene where we heard all the voices um, and stuff.
Yeah. Um. Yeah. Like, and that's the thing is like I want Ahsoka to return as a Force Ghost cameo, but of course that would mean she'd have to have been passed on at some point. It's like, yeah, but she probably did live long enough to reach an age to pass on,
Yeah,
and
I
I think
was.
that's the way.
Yeah.
Sorry, I was just gonna say it's like that was the way Dave, like that's gonna like probably give me something Dave Filoni or some other animators are gonna explain in a future animated series
Yeah.
following maybe Sabine and Ahsoka's adventures,
Yeah,
and we'll
true.
see how Ahsoka passed on,
Yeah.
like, and what happened to her, which I think would be kind of nice.
Yeah, I would agree. I mean, she's one of my favorite characters. I would have loved to have seen what happened to her.
That
Um,
would mean Ahsoka's been in would be in three different eras and animated series.
yeah. Custom Star Wars figure. Hey, what's up? The Rise of Skywalker is only better than The Force Awakens and The Last Jedi. I would agree. So wait. So back to what we were saying about Ahsoka. Okay. So one of my dislikes of the movie. Okay, and I would say
Yeah,
this is my main beef with the movie.
yeah,
Um, there should have okay, I would have liked to have seen cameos as Force Ghosts from Ahsoka, Obi-Wan, and Anakin. But if you're going to have
that
one cameo, if you can only have one cameo, it should have been Anakin Skywalker. Like that,
yes,
like J.J. Abrams is smarter than that. Like that made
that
no sense. No
that
sense.
was that was like this is the this you keep marketing this as the Skywalker saga, and you don't even have the most important one, the one that did all this.
Yeah, I mean, like that to me made zero sense.
I know we heard his voice, but
That's not
that
enough.
wasn't enough. That's not enough. You you had okay, we were on the verge of greatness. We were this close.
JJ, you were the chosen one. We loved you. And I feel like I like JJ Abrams. I feel like he more so than Ryan Johnson understands what Star Wars is all about.
Yeah.
And I just feel like he was smarter than this. And I wanted this. I feel like this is something he has to explain at some point as to why he didn't do this.
And
Like there has to be a reason. And
I'm I will I'm sure Hayden probably would have come back. He did come back to. He probably would have come back to actually do this thing too. So
yeah, and like especially now, like they know, like okay, people hated the prequels for a while, um,
yeah.
but once the new trilogy came out, people started loving it.
Well,
So
also the new trilogy came out, and the kids who grew up with the prequels are now old enough to have a voice.
exactly,
So
and they should have seen all the love that Hayden was getting now, and the
yeah.
character. So like you probably would have gotten even better reviews. You would have had even more
Yes.
people like it, if even just for that one moment, and it would
This.
have been taken 2 minutes, 2 minutes to just put him in
Yes.
there.
This is like that is what I think makes this movie just so disappointing for me is that no there's it doesn't it feels so disconnected
Yeah,
from prequels and even the little bit of original. Like it feels like its own self-contained story,
yeah,
but it's supposed to be part of everything, but it doesn't feel like it,
yeah,
and it hurts.
yeah. I mean, I felt like, I mean, I liked. There were some like minor nods to the originals, which I did like, and I kind of think that I don't know. I maybe J.J. Abrams views it differently from George Lucas. Like George Lucas believed that this was Anakin's story, but maybe J.J. I kind of got the feeling J.J. Abrams believes it's Luke's story, so it kind of focused more so on tying it back. He focused more, like especially in the end, tying it back to Episode
Hmm.
4, when we first
Yeah.
see Luke. But that was where his father grew up. Like that was his, not where his father grew up, but like his father grew up on Tatooine. Um, he like I don't know.
Okay.
I'm mad
So
about that.
yeah. So that was I saw that joke. I saw a joke. It's just like the worst thing you've ever done. You buried the Anakin saber in sand.
I didn't even think about that. Oh my god. He
It's
hates
just like
sand.
such
I didn't think about that. Oh my god.
a. It was just such a silly little joke I saw somebody say. It was just like that's actually
That's
really
like taking a
funny.
major dig at Anakin. Oh man. Sorry guys. I know that you guys are putting a lot of stuff in the chat. We'll make sure that we scroll up and catch up on your questions and comments and stuff like that. Um,
Yeah.
oh man, that's really funny. Um, wow. But
Um.
okay, so that was, I think we would all agree that was the biggest disappointment of this movie, and
Yeah.
I feel like there were a lot of, The Last Jedi divided a lot of people. I feel like this was a missed opportunity. That this would have been a way to,
This could have brought so much unity.
yeah, into a divided fan base. And there are people who won't even watch the Disney trilogy, and I feel like
Yeah.
and this too would have been something that maybe would have changed their minds and at least
Yeah.
made them see this movie. Um,
Um. Another thing. Is I as okay. We were just talking about the Han and Ben, Kylo scene sort of stuff.
mhm.
I don't think Kylo should have gotten redemption.
Oh,
Since
really?
the whole, yeah, I think he should have gone down as a villain. Like because the thing about Ben and Kylo that he wasn't like it didn't feel like he was tempted. It felt like he was just straight up always bad.
Really?
Yeah, sort of a thing. I feel like, and I don't know. It just feels like he. I mean, he was conflicted, but it's like I don't know how to say. I just feel like he didn't deserve. He didn't
You deserve
like
it.
after. Yeah, or like he didn't. I didn't. It almost didn't feel like he earned it or sort of thing.
Mm-hmm.
Like, um, like as much as like Vader did a lot of terrible things, but it's a weird thing. Is like this. Okay, Vader and Anakin, I feel are two different people.
Yeah.
But Kylo and Ben, I feel like are the same person because Kylo's Kylo's not full Sith. Like he doesn't like that's the thing. They're not Sith.
Yeah.
Like they and he's constantly being pulled back to the light and the dark side. So he's constantly choosing to be evil.
Mm-hmm.
So if he was worse than Vader, who became evil and was kind of stuck there.
Yeah. I hear
So
what you're saying. I don't know. I gotta say, I think I liked that. Um, I mean, I always felt, um, I personally felt that I felt the conflict from the very beginning in The Force Awakens, and I actually always felt like there was more good in him. Like I felt like I always felt like he was someone who wanted to be good, but he
mm-hmm,
felt like he had to be bad.
mm-hmm,
Because maybe because like he didn't feel loved and accepted by his family and by his uncle, and um, he I think he so much wanted that connection. I kind of took him as like a rebellious teenager, like this
yeah,
was whole just like a whole phase that he was going to grow out of at some point. um,
yeah, that took out a big chunk of the galaxy.
yeah, just like one really long big temper tantrum. Um, Elsa, thank you so much for hanging out. I appreciate it. And we'll talk to you soon. Um, Sunday says actually what started his path to the dark side was feeling abandoned by his family. I would agree with that. Like it was just
Yeah,
um, he felt rejected by them because his mother sent him away, and then Luke
yeah,
didn't trust him, and
yeah. I'm not saying he didn't have reasons. I'm saying that he had so many opportunities to come back and he
and he
didn't.
didn't. Yeah,
Yeah, he kept rejecting them.
yeah. Um, I have to say I felt like Adam like. I've never seen Adam Driver in anything other than Star Wars, but I've heard from other people who've seen him in other things that he's like a really good actor or whatever. Um, I felt like he was so good in this. Like the
Yeah,
range of emotions and like the anger and the sadness and like the joy. Like he smiles at the end after him and Ray kiss, which I didn't see coming. I don't know.
yeah,
I was never like a Raylo person. I wasn't really into
yeah.
that, but they
But
sucked me into it in this movie. So I kind of liked that last moment between them, but I didn't necessarily feel like it was like I kind of felt like there was love between them, and I thought that was kind of sweet. Um, but yeah, so
I,
I like that last moment.
okay,
You're cringing.
the,
I could see it in your face.
the kiss. No.
It did. I will say it did seem awkward in terms of the timing. It's like, oh hey, I'm about to die. Let me just kiss you before I go.
Not even that, but it didn't. I never felt like those two should have been looking at each other that way, sort of thing.
I kind of I didn't I felt like their connection was more of like they said like a forced connection. I didn't necessarily feel like it was a romantic one. And the kiss doesn't have to necessarily be romantic. I don't
Yeah,
know.
even though it was straight up snogging.
It's smoking. Oh man. Um,
I'm also like I won't lie. I'm a Finn and Ray
you know what?
thing,
I was kind of hoping they would get together too.
and why not? What was Finn gonna say?
Did you read the article?
No, but I believe it's um his feelings for her.
No, no, no. So the article came out today. that J.J. Abrams said that what Finn was actually going to tell Rey was that he was force sensitive, not his feelings.
Okay. So okay, but they could still give us that Okay, so here's the thing. Now we've started anew. Now we have a new expanded universe to continue from.
Mm-hmm.
So now whatever happens to these trio and the other characters can be explained if these characters get together, if these characters don't, all that sort of thing. Maybe Finn and Poe can finally be together or something like that. um, all that and just so much.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, this movie did a lot of things I just was not satisfied with. But overall, as an experience, it was pretty fun.
Yeah. Yeah, I would agree. It was fun to watch. Um, I was on the edge of my seat through the whole thing.
So what are we missing in the chat?
All right, we have a lot to catch up on in the chat. It's Custom Source Figure says he would like to see something about Palpatine's earlier life. I would agree with that. Because the question is, how did he have a grandchild?
Yeah.
There were different theories floating out there already. Like some were saying, like he, made her like born of the Force or whatever, or hey, maybe he got together with someone. You never know.
I love.
Hey, Jingo Fett.
I love. Oh, so that's a lot of like reactions to people's reviews I've seen. It's like, who jumped on that?
Personally, it doesn't really float my boat, but I mean, hey, some women love power, so.
Yeah, I get like that's probably the, and he does. He
Hey,
can
Hef
hide
Cow.
his looks to look much more, and I just I don't know. Just I know I felt like that. Yes, it worked and explained, but it felt like the whole family connection just came out of nowhere.
I personally, I didn't like the explanation of her being his grandchild. I was like, I wasn't wowed by that. I wanted to be blown away by who she really was, and when I heard that, I was like, all right, yeah, it explains like her why she has such a strong connection to the Force or whatever, but didn't blow me away.
Yeah. Also, it's like her parents, like these are the parents of her. This is the child, his child, and that's her parents, and it's kind of brushed aside.
Yeah, like we should have been given a little, maybe even if we got a little bit more about their family, like,
Yeah.
I don't know, it would have been cool maybe if their parents were someone of like somebody that we knew. That would have made me a little
Yeah.
bit more excited.
I've actually, um, like when Ray was kind of alluded to be nobody, I actually thought that was kind of good. That kind of worked or something like that. Like, but um, I don't know. There was just like the there's still going to be something to explain who her parents were or something like that. Just, but the idea that she's a nobody, I felt was a kind of a good idea. That she didn't need to be completely related to a bloodline,
Yeah.
sort of thing. But yeah, this reveal just didn't feel right.
Yeah, it. I it's there. We have. I would agree. I agree. There's some like it just kind of felt off to me, and I feel like it's been done. I don't know if you're. I don't know if you're into Harry Potter, but
Wait, are you talking about the cursed child?
hmm I was like they kind of did this like with
I've not
Voldemort.
read it, but I know or heard. Oh yeah, I know what happens.
Yeah, like Voldemort got together with like I think it was Bellatrix, and they had a
Yeah,
kid,
I'm
and
just like,
so like
again, who jumped on that?
right like again I guess some women are into power. They don't care what it is. I don't know. But yeah, so I kind of felt like I was like, well, this idea's been done already, you know. So, um,
Yeah.
and I wonder too, like did they know this in the very beginning when they first started doing the Force Awakens? Did they know this was going to be the end result, like who she is, you know?
Okay. So actually, I like I was kind of like wandering the internet a bit, and I think um John Williams knew, and
Really?
the reason that is because it turns out if you slow down Ray's theme, it's actually Palpatine's theme. Um, it's the Emperor's theme, but
Someone
it's
told me
sped up.
this. I forgot
Yeah,
that. Someone
and
told me this. Maybe it was you.
no, I just found this out, but
Oh, someone told me. Maybe it was Daniel. When in doubt, it's usually him.
I've heard that. I like when I went found a video and listened to her theme slowed down. I was like, yeah, I can hear what like the connection there.
It's
So
so
it definitely
interesting.
so yeah, I think her being part of this family was the plan. I
Hmm.
think that certainly was in the plan. I don't know. Palpatine coming back was part of the plan. Her being related to was.
Very interesting. I see.
Yeah.
Some people uh, heard this
So
before. Um, yeah, custom Star Wars figure is talking about it. Nerd Soup channel. I'll check that out. Um, oh, it wasn't Daniel. Oh, it must have been somebody else. I have a lot of nerdy friends.
did I interrupt did I interrupt custom Star Wars figure?
Yeah, we did. I guess we were talking about it at the same time. Palpatine was always a plan. How much time do you guys have off next week? I got a week, but no pay. Oh, that stinks. Um, let's scroll back a little bit. I remember Gaming
Yeah,
Fan was
there's
asking
so
us
much on.
earlier. Oh, sorry, go ahead.
No, I'm just saying there's so much in the chat. I'm just
Yeah. I remember Gaming Fan earlier in the chat, I don't know if you're still here, was asking what we thought about the final battle. Um, so I guess, between like the Emperor's fleet and then like um, the Resistance, and I thought that was
I
pretty cool. I thought it was so intense. And it was sad. I was like, how are they going to win? How are they going to defeat, um, all these ships? And it was really cool when Lando showed up with like this whole, like army of ships or whatever to kind of help save the day.
yeah,
But
yeah, that was another good hype moment.
yeah.
Definitely seen all the fleet
Hmm.
show up and all that sort of thing. Um, but I will say again, this is another little disappointing thing. We didn't really see much of the space battle at all. We
Yeah,
just
it was. They kept jumping back and forth between them and then Ray.
yeah,
Um, yeah, it was
and
definitely short. Um,
it was not focused on like in Revenge of the Sith and Rogue One and the other one, Return of the Jedi, all did pretty good on focusing on their space battles and balancing between one scene to the next scene to the
mhm.
next scene. Um, but this one, I didn't feel like the space battle got any focus on it.
Yeah.
Like as soon as that fleet arrives and then a couple of fighting, you know, we cut to the end and they're all winning.
Yeah.
Shit
Um,
changed.
but then Palpatine does his, electrocution thing, and that kind of slows it down a little bit.
Yeah, that
Um,
was definitely.
I would have liked to have seen like a lightsaber battle between Rey and the Emperor. I don't know.
Yeah,
I thought that would have been because like that's just like I mean I know they did have a lot of good lightsaber battles between Rey and Kylo Ren, but I would have liked to have seen that between the two of them.
um, yeah, his defeat was again another. It was. I mean, it was sure it was epic, but it didn't feel like it right.
Yeah, it could have been better.
That's what I think. What I like about Return of the Jedi and how he was defeated is it was simple.
Mhm.
It was just simply he was focused, he was arrogant, and Vader just went like
Yeah.
done.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it was just like I kind of like how simple it was. It was just um, he's one of the most powerful lords, and he was taken out by his incompetence and belief
Mm-hmm.
in and his power.
Yeah.
Yeah,
This was.
and
Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
no, you go ahead.
Oh, no, I was saying this was just very simple. Like she just kind of took the two
Yeah,
lightsabers and just kind of blocked it, and then that was the end. Um.
and I get that she had the Jedi, like she had basically the Force on her side,
Mm-hmm.
but again, it just felt like a power kind of
Mm-hmm.
struggle, and that's it. That's the thing. It's like it's not a for Star Wars especially. It's not. It shouldn't be about power. Like the kind of the moral of the lesson. It's not about power or strength or something like that. It should be about unity, love, care, all that sort of thing, and like it's in a way love is what defeated Palpatine.
Mm-hmm.
And this it was power.
Yeah. Hmm. That's an interesting way of looking at it. That's a good point.
Yeah, and
Um. Yeah.
also I'm sorry.
No. No. Go
I was
ahead.
just gonna say. I was just gonna say like also said power killed Rey.
Yeah.
It's like some good the Jedi did. They killed their best.
I know. Oh man, when we thought, well, okay, so first of all, I don't remember which channel it was on, but I just watched something and there was a like little discussion about whether or not Rey actually died. I think it was on Star Wars Theory. I think he was talking about it. Did Rey actually die in that moment? Because she didn't like disappear like Kylo did, Obi-Wan, Luke. Um,
Hmm.
which I thought was interesting. I didn't pick up on that initially, but anyway, when I thought she was dead, I was devastated. I was like, that was one of the other moments I started crying. I was like, then these last three movies have been a waste. If she died, it was a waste. I was mad, but I did like how Kylo kind of used his last bit of life
Yeah.
force and brought her back, and then he died. Um, but the life force thing.
Yeah.
Not the life force thing, the force healing thing. Um, for those of us who watched The Mandalorian,
Yeah.
we weren't surprised to see it. Um, I liked how they used it in the movie, but I felt like they overused it. It was like, hey, let's just force heal everybody.
Yeah. I know. It's just
You got a bad back? I'll heal you.
how like Anakin's trying to figure out how to save his wife, and then in this movie they're just saving everybody. Nobody. Kylo did the thing like.
I think that this is the type of thing that has to be learned, I guess, and maybe not everybody can do it. Um, I don't know. I feel like, okay, I'm assuming like while Rey was training or whatever, that was an ability that an ability she learned to use, but yeah, like I feel like it was an ability that everybody knew how to do. Yeah, I don't know.
Um, look at it. Custom Star Wars figure
Um,
mentions Anakin bringing back Ahsoka and on the Mortis thing,
oh.
and I will give this. Anakin one is the chosen one, and two he was on Mortis, which is like a big giant Force Nexus
Mm-hmm.
thing, and also it's possible that was all in the. I mean, sure, it did happen, but at the same time, it's all possible that was kind of in a vision or a dream or something like that because they did flashback to real time or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
Like something like in that episode of the Mortis arc from Clone Wars, like no time passed for them.
Yeah.
So it was almost like it was just a vision, and they barely don't even.
Mm-hmm. Interesting though. Um, so then maybe he was just like transferring his like life force into her to bring her back, and then he died. Like maybe it was kind of like that. Like maybe not force healing, like you're saying.
Yeah.
Force healing explained in the expanded universe. Yes, but that is the expanded universe. It's not canon anymore. It's like crazy. I know. It's like that's one of those things that's still like I'm like still always figuring out. It's like, well, this is canon, but it was this way in the expanded universe.
I
Um,
I think now that the movies are over and now that they're gonna start basically they're starting the new canon, starting the new
yeah.
expanded universe, that they will basically start bringing everything that they had that
Hmm.
will with their canon
Yeah.
back home. Um, I hope maybe we'll get the Yuzon Vong War in like in the future.
I would love to see that.
Yeah.
They should definitely do
Or
that on Disney Plus.
mhm. Maybe we'll get and it's possible we can get Old Republic eventually at some point, maybe a
Oh, we
show or
better.
movie trilogy. So yeah, like I
Bye,
am
Justin.
like me myself, I'm not satisfied or happy with this trilogy, but I'm not done with Star Wars. I still am looking forward to what else. Mandalorian, Kenobi,
Yeah.
um, the Clone Wars, the other possible futures and such. Like, it's interesting to see what they're like. It's now gonna start. Like what I've said to somebody else is like, uh, before Disney, Star Wars was kind of on this plateau.
Hmm.
Like, it wasn't like hype anymore, or like hype anymore. It wasn't more growing or something. It was like it was on this plateau because Clone Wars was constantly coming out, so it was still alive, but it
Yeah.
was not like grow. It wasn't growing with like the like how much hype has been going on right
Hmm.
now. It wasn't that big many years ago, so it definitely was at a plateau point.
Uh-huh.
And now I feel like it's back to that plateau point because, well, Mandalorian's definitely doing pretty good, and Kenobi and all these. So maybe it'll start rising again, but we've now kind of slowed down
I would
now
agree.
because these.
I definitely say there's always going to be more hype when there's a movie involved. When it's like a TV series, people get excited. But like, yeah, there's definitely going to be more hype with a movie. Um, or back to the Mandalorian chat. I wonder why the Imperial wants Baby Yoda. Does the Emperor want to drain his life force? Ooh, good point. Wait, what's with this kinky force stuff? I'm gonna give you my force essence. Oh man. All right, let's go back here. Jango Fett says, I think that this healing with the Force is only possible when you're really strongly on the light side, and Anakin was always leaning to the dark a bit, so he couldn't do it. Good point.
Well, it's true, but it's still a. I'm pretty sure the Jedi had knowledge about this, so it's still something he would have known about. In fact, I think there's a comic story where Anakin actually tried using the Force to make somebody's heart beat to keep them alive.
Oh, wow.
When they were dying.
Is this canon?
It's a story that happened in the past.
Just busting your chops.
But yeah, it's like, I think, I don't remember, this could have been with that Tusken Raider Jedi that Anakin had spent some time with.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, there was like
Bye, Winston.
one time Anakin tried to keep somebody from dying, and he actually used the Force to forcefully keep them alive.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, there was no like healing transfer. He was basically like just puppeting their body.
Yeah. Ooh.
And
bye, Brando.
oh, okay. See you, Brando. Have a good one.
Yeah, I'm curious to see what they're gonna do with I'm curious to see if there's gonna be any if anyone's gonna come out and explain the lack of use of the Force healing or whatever. If it's gonna maybe come out in the books or something.
Yeah, I definitely feel like there's gonna be a lot of books having to explain a lot of things.
Yeah, they got a lot of explaining to do. Let's see what else we got in here. Um, let's see. I didn't like that all the Star Destroyers were all baby Death Stars. Yeah, that was kind of weird. Um,
Yeah, it
Palpatine was behind everything from the beginning. Agreed. Like,
I I mean, okay, I the Death Star destroyers were I think are a pretty cool concept,
mm-hmm.
but I think it was too late for
Yeah,
this concept
yeah.
because we already had Star Killer Base and we already had like a second Death Star. It's just like
We had a lot of
um
Death Stars. Yeah, like come up with a new villain, a new.
super weapon or something.
Yeah,
Like
like it's so done.
yeah. I mean like if the because back in old EU there was a custom figures brought it up, the Eclipse Star Destroyer, which was actually a death kind of, it had a Death Star beam
hmm
or it one of its main cannons, and it I can't could it destroy planets? I can't remember. I mean, it could damage them for sure, but I can't remember if it could destroy planets. And but yeah, like eh, I personally like if there was something I like I said, one thing I don't like about Force Awakens was Star Killer Base
hmm
because it just felt like another Death Star.
Yeah,
Or I wouldn't have minded Star Killer Base if it hadn't been destroyed in the same view as it introduced.
yeah.
Like it had been the over looming threat
hmm
of the sequel. But um yeah, but that didn't happen. Um I actually I think it would be better like if the some like a Star Destroyer like Snoke's ship
hmm
had been the super weapon, something like smaller but still as powerful.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Speaking of Snoke,
Oh yeah.
I
we,
just you said that and I was like, wait a minute, we have to talk about that. So, in the beginning, when first of all, how are you holding up? Are you okay?
yeah.
You're good. All right. Just like I said the word if you. On Wednesday when we did our last live stream, I was sick, and now
Yeah.
poor Inspector is sick. So
Now we've swapped.
we've swapped.
Yeah,
I gave him my
I'm
germs.
feeling it.
um, through the internet. um, so in the beginning, when Kylo Ren is approaching the Emperor's lair, cave, or whatever, we see this like tank pod thing with like Snoke's like
Pickled Snokes.
pickled Snokes. That sounds like a really bad appetizer. um, so it's like so, which led me to believe that the Emperor created Snoke.
Yeah.
Like,
Wait, well, he did say that.
did he say that?
Yeah, he said I made him.
You made okay.
Yeah.
I only saw the movie once, guys.
I will say this. I like how this movie opened.
hmm
Like it just straight to the
They went right
point.
into it. I like that too.
Um like first we see Kylo just go ham on which apparently was Mustafar. He was on Mustafar.
Oh, okay.
Which I will admit was like, that's Mustafar? That's not Mustafar. Mustafar's not that nice looking.
Yeah, that scene in the
Um,
beginning was cool. That was like a lot of that scene we saw in one of the well, you didn't watch like the little TV spots that they were
no, but I
releasing.
did see the trailers, the three big ones, and there were some scenes from that.
Oh, okay. Yeah, there was the one where the Emperor talks to Kylo Ren, that whole scene, that whole trailer. Um where that was
Oh
like
no, I didn't see that.
okay.
That like kind of clip that they released of
Where he's
their
vegan.
meeting.
Sorry. Sorry, he made a funny joke. Um we were talking about pickled Snokes and Sunday said it's vegan. um I'm sorry, continue.
No, I mean you. I don't even remember what I was.
Okay. Sorry. um yeah. Yeah, so yeah, we saw a lot of that scene in that Kylo in that whole clip, that TV spot that they had. Um that whole, and I thought it was, like you said, I thought it was really cool how they jumped right into that, and that whole scene was like really creepy.
Yeah.
Like,
Also, I think that was the seizure warning area, was all the lightning that's going on.
oh, that makes sense.
Yeah, and I was like, I saw that and I was like, not that it affected me, but I was like, yeah, I can see where I can see why there's a warning.
um, the voices TV spot, okay.
Yeah.
Um,
Um, I did like that. I don't. It's just like I just love Ian McDiarmid and the way he acts
yeah,
in in any of the movies. Like he
he's a
just
really good
has so
actor.
much fun with this.
Yeah.
In this one, even though he's kind of more restrained and like held back and sort of a bit, um, he still had presence,
Hmm. Yeah.
and it was, yeah. This is definitely one of the few times where I actually kind of like I felt like creeped out and
Hmm.
chills. It was just like, oh, I do not feel like I do not want to be here.
Yeah, I feel like when I go back and watch this movie, like I'm not gonna want to watch it alone, like at night, like all the lights have to be on. Like there was a creepiness to it, but like all the Emperor scenes, um, especially like in the end, like during the final battle when Rey's like, in front of the Emperor, and we like there are those beings in the back, like in like
Yeah,
that
like
stand.
who was that audience?
I guess I don't know, but like I don't know if that's supposed to be like the like underground followers that he gathered, or um essence of Sith. I don't know. Did I miss the questions? No, we didn't do our questions yet. I don't know if we're gonna do
This
questions.
is I don't know if I have like I think the only question I asked was favorite part of this.
Oh,
That's the only one
okay.
I can.
We did that in the beginning. Oh, I heard Wicket made a cameo. I
That
missed
was
it
him.
though.
That
Um
was that was
oh, when
that
we
was
saw the Ewoks at the end, I guess so.
that was him. I thought it was just random
I
Ewoks.
guess not.
Okay, so they are. Uh, okay, I will say this. I did like that they
Got him just
called
a
the
signature.
Holdo 1 in a million shot.
Wait, say that again?
The Holdo maneuver, the one the hyperspacer.
Uh-huh.
Like I like that they called that because that was
Oh, I
uh,
missed that.
yeah. As much as I think that scene's cool, and I like that scene, I do understand that it opened a big can of worms
Mm-hmm.
for hyperspace, technology, um, you know, combat, space combat, basically.
Yeah.
Like, what's the point of, you know, having cannons and blasters and all that when you can just hyperspace and cause all that destruction easily?
Right.
So it was nice that they called that basically it's like something you can't just automatically do.
Mm-hmm.
But at the same time, they did show a second one. They did show like show a second hyperspace ram.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so it's just one of those little weird, like, oh, cool, thank you.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, so I guess there's like 2 in a million, like 2 in 2 million.
I missed that. I missed that reference when I was watching it. Um, oh, Faceman Buddha, hey, Anakin should have come and killed Pal. We were talking about that before, saying how yeah, that was like the biggest mistake of the movie was that Anakin didn't come back. Um, they referred to it as a last resort option. Why bother destroying ship than just shoot it from a billion miles away? Charlie from Lost said it. Oh yeah, that
Uh,
actor.
Mary from Lord of the Rings.
Okay. I'm not too familiar. I mean, I recognized him, but I'm not too familiar with him.
Yeah, Dominic Monaghan.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I haven't seen him in much since like Lost and Lord of the Rings.
I
So
watched the first Lord of the Rings, and I never watched the others.
yeah, it's
Um,
kind of. You should definitely definitely check those movies out,
I
like
have
or
a
at least
lot
the
of
extended
movies
ones,
to
because
watch.
they're really good. Those are really good stories.
Hmm. That reminds me, speaking of like background characters in this, I want to talk about Rose for a second.
Oh yeah,
So, okay, so I feel like I feel like Rose is such a controversial subject, so like bear with me, guys. Um, I never had a problem with Rose, or I never had a problem with her character or the actress. Loved her.
Yeah.
Um,
Mm, me neither.
and I I didn't have a problem with her role. I mean, I do agree with the whole candlelight scene was like not necessary. The whole like there's a lot of stuff in the
The
last story that wasn't
romance,
necessary. Um, but I
sudden romance between those Finn and
that
her.
too, like it didn't feel natural. Um, okay, so okay, I felt like okay, so in this role in this movie, she was suddenly like a background character. We barely see her, and I
Yeah.
felt like J.J. Abrams did this to like appease the fans, and that kind of pissed me off because she.
I
I feel like she was treated so badly, um, both the actress and the character, and I felt like he kind of pushed her to the side in this movie to appease the fans. But what I felt like he should have done, not that she had to have a huge role or anything, but like give her maybe a more significant role to like kind of say to the fans, well, you know what, you don't like her, tough. You know what, I'm going to give her an important role. You're going to see more of her. Like I would have liked to have seen that. I felt like he did this
yeah.
to just appease people.
I
So
don't know. I feel like me personally, I feel like JJ didn't know what to do with her. Like she was just a character out of Ryan Johnson's cast of characters he
yeah,
introduced. And it's like that if JJ was, you know, he didn't have a full like he just was going to do the first movie. He didn't plan on doing the next one or the third one until later. Then he got invited to do the third one, and then he got dumped with all of the things that he had to basically fix. Such and it's just like, okay, I'm gonna focus on the main trio because the main trio hasn't gotten much focus, sort of thing. Which I will say, I really did love this movie. How the
I
trio
agree.
finally was all
And they
together.
all had good chemistry together.
It was so like that's what we've been missing for
Yeah,
these like the previous two movies is like Poe, especially Poe gets so much to do in this movie because in
yeah.
the last two he gets pushed to the back.
Mhm.
This one he gets to do so much, and then him bouncing off with Finn. Ray, I love when I love how like Ray and Poe are arguing, and Finn's just like, hey, like he's the middleman trying
Yeah,
to calm his two friends down.
we finally get the chemistry between like every all the movies should have had the three of them together.
Yeah,
Um, because like
like
to build that chemistry and to make the I feel like that helps the audience to fall in love with them. Like one thing I'll say, like my sister said, is she's not a big fan of this trilogy. But she
mm,
said she's like I have no feelings for this trio, like for any of the characters. Like there was nothing there for me to make me love them, And I feel like there's probably other people who feel that way, and maybe they would have felt differently if um, they were together.
yeah,
Um, Back to what you were saying, like I don't disagree with you. Like I agree. Like J.J. Abrams was left a mess.
yeah.
But I guess
I
there's this part of me, the very human part of me that feels for her, and I hate it when
yeah.
when fans like gotta watch my language. Um, oh, but I can't think of a better word. I hate it
Mess
when
up.
fans like just kind of dump on a character, and I felt like she
Yeah,
was just ripped apart, kind of like what they did to Anakin. Um, I just
yeah,
even if she didn't appear more, if they gave her something important, like I kind of felt like, all right, fans don't like her, I'm gonna put her to the side. Or maybe it was that he didn't know what to do with her. But like, I
yeah.
don't know. I guess I felt like then, but he was proving fans right then. Like, prove them wrong. Prove them
Well,
that to them that she's important.
yeah. I don't know. I like again. I didn't hate her or anything like that, but
Mm-hmm.
I felt like I just me personally, I was because I had seen this question brought up before because there was like a couple like 3 or 4 months back there was some talk about like where's like Rose in the merchandising stuff
Mm-hmm.
and like because we hadn't seen Rose in the trailers, we hadn't seen anything
Yeah,
until the last trailer. We didn't know where she was,
and I think that was
and
intentional because I feel like if
yeah,
people saw that, they would have certain people
yeah,
would have been
yeah,
upset.
and um and it was just kind of basically I think I made a comment was like basically so what I said was like I don't like I feel like JJ again he was trying to focus on the trio,
Yeah.
and Rose like he was focused on the trio, and then of course he had to focus on C-3PO and then Chewie, and then he was bringing back Lando and all sort of things like. And Rose's story was kind of I don't know if it was done, but I didn't feel like there was anything to do with her or
Yeah.
much she could add. Like it she didn't in a weird way. It felt like she didn't fit um in this final story sort of thing. I don't know. It's like not to say that she didn't belong, but it's like to say she didn't. This wasn't her story.
I mean, I agree with you on that. I don't know. Just like even if she stayed where she was and they just had to do something important, just something. Um, I don't know. It just it bothered me.
Yeah.
I'm not even like I couldn't even tell you where I would put her. Like just to have her do something important. I'm not like listen. I'm not like a huge Rose fan. I guess I'm looking at it from I hate it, and we all do too. When fans dump on these actors and their characters, and like I would have just liked to have seen like I just interpret it as like, well, like he's just trying to appease fans by not including her in anything. I agree. It's hard to put her in somewhere. I was just surprised. I was like, she just had such an important role in the last movie. Or she was maybe not important, but she was a main character in the last movie. And now she was just suddenly in the background. It was like kind of weird. I don't know.
Yeah. I like I was saying, it's like when like if the trio had been, been much more together in the previous two movies, then she could have. I don't know. It's like because I feel like Rose should have been the one to stay behind in like Last Jedi. She should have been behind as a mechanic on the ship and such, and it should have been Poe and Finn going on their thing. So that way we could have gotten those two together. Because that was a huge misstep, was not having those two together.
Yeah.
I mean, movie. And we didn't get much of Poe in the first movie simply because he wasn't planned to live in the first movie. He was actually going to be killed off. But, Oscar wanted to, continue his. So Oscar wanted to, like, maybe I can live. And Jay was like, okay, maybe you can live. And then, so they kept him in. And it was. But it just felt like. Again, this trilogy could have. We were on the verge of greatness.
Genuine fans manipulate the whole plot structure of a movie franchise. Well, they hated on Jar Jar, they hated on Anakin, and those actors too.
Yeah, like they didn't the hate, and it's one of those things where it's like people say like Star Wars fans are terrible fans. It's like we're not terrible. There's things we don't like, and terrible people make us look bad.
Right. There are people who like I would say we're all very passionate, but there are people who take it a step too far. Like these actors were getting death threats. Like, I mean, it's just I'm poor. I can't remember his name. I know his name and it left me. The actor who played Jar Jar, like he almost committed suicide because of what fans did to him, and like I can only imagine what Kelly Marie Tran went through. So again, so it's just the very the human inside of me. I feel for her, and I guess I'm thinking too. Well, as an actress, what is she like? Here she was suddenly like pushed to the back, like she's like a forgotten character. Like she had her moment, and I don't know. It's just the Ahmed Best. Thank you. She quit social media. People were terrible to her. Like the fans literally changed episode 2. Oh, I didn't know. I never heard that.
I think it's because Jar Jar didn't get a big role.
Oh, I see what you're saying. Yeah, I would have liked to have seen more Jar Jar. I liked him. I like that we see him more in the Clone Wars animated series.
Yeah. Yeah.
Sorry, guys. Just one of those things I'm super passionate about.
Yeah,
Again, not that she was a favorite character of mine. Just again,
yeah,
I feel for these actors and
yeah. These
whatnot.
it's one of these things where it's like these actors are part of the one of the biggest franchises, and like basically all their lives are changed now
Yeah.
because it's like you like what you were saying, like you didn't know Adam Driver before this movie. It's like I think any of us knew any of the like
Yeah.
actors, which I honestly love that about Star
Mhm.
Wars is that they bring in unknowns.
Yeah.
Like, they don't bring in any famous actors or actresses to play main character roles. Well, unknown.
Yeah. Yeah. They always seem to find new faces and,
Yeah.
um, and then you kind of some of them like I'll follow their careers. Um,
Mm, like uh, I didn't know like that's the same thing with the original trilogies, like Mark Hamill, Carrie Fisher, and Harrison Ford. Small time, and then they exploded.
yeah.
Um,
Especially Harrison Ford.
and then like we got like Natalie Portman and Ewan McGregor. Um, well, Hayden didn't really get to continue with his story,
Because
but
he was hated so much. Yeah.
yeah, but it's like but yeah, like actors in the like there was a lot of unknown. They were I don't know if Ewan was unknown. He was in some film.
Yeah, he had his career. I watched something about him once on YouTube. His career like had already started, but this definitely
Yeah,
kind of brought him to everyone's attention.
yeah,
Um,
uh,
I remember
but
Hayden
yeah, like
Christensen. I had seen him like on a TV show when I was growing up. So like I knew him already. So when I heard that
mm,
he was gonna be cast in the role, I was like really excited, and I already felt like he was a good actor because I kind of saw the like emotional range that he had. Like he was really good at playing a tormented person. um, Kind of seems to be the role that he would play. Um, I thought he was very good.
yeah. And now we have like Daisy, John, Oscar, and Adam Driver. They're all now the new people,
Hmm.
which like well, Adam and Oscar Isaac, I believe, are pretty. They've been in a lot of films before. Um, I don't know if Daisy's been in. I've not seen Daisy in anything before. Before like Force Awakens.
I think she was in like one. I feel like she was in something, but I don't remember what. But nothing that
And
I saw.
yeah, and I know like John Boyega's been acting, but I didn't know about him until Force Awakens.
Yeah.
And I love the cast. I love the cast from the sequels. Honestly, like the cast themselves look very fun people.
Hmm. Yeah, I like them personally. I always loved watching like interviews with them. Those are always entertaining, especially like I don't know if any of you watch the Graham Norton show, but the interviews that he does with the cast is always just
Oh yeah,
hilarious. They're really
yeah. I've
funny.
seen some of those videos.
Yeah. Um, but yeah, no, they have a good. Oh, Murder on the Orient Express. I saw that with Daisy Ridley. That was really good.
Yeah, yeah. Murder on the Orient Express and that movie with Tom Holland. But those are after Force Awakens. I
Yeah,
don't know. If was she on anything before Force
I think there
Awakens?
was something before, only because I remember seeing like a photo of it, but I don't know the name of it.
Yeah,
Um, or maybe not because I think she was bartending at the time, so maybe I'm wrong.
yeah. I
I
will
don't
say
know.
that's one of those things where it's like, can you like that's just something like can you imagine going just from normal day job or side acting to being in Star Wars
Oh my God,
main characters
it's
just
everyone's dream.
and then you're in charge. You're
Yeah, you're like the lead. Yeah, like not only was she in Star Wars, but she was like the lead character.
it,
Um,
so it was her first big role.
yeah, and I thought she was very good.
Yeah. Um
Yeah, it was her first big role. I thought she was in another movie before that, but I could be wrong.
yeah.
Like obviously not a famous one, but I thought maybe something else.
Where
Um,
were we in the movie? We're talking about
I'm gonna
oh
look, guys. I'm gonna look this up because I'm really curious. Um,
Okay, the last thing I remember is talking about the pickled Snokes, but that was like an hour. Like it feels like 30 minutes ago. And
wait, what happened?
what? I was thinking about where we were talking about the movie. Last thing we were
Oh,
Palpatine.
I went off on a Rose rant.
Oh yeah, yeah. Um, I was like, that was that long ago, and like, no, that was like a whole 15, 30 minutes ago.
Yeah. um, hmm. Yeah, I'm only. Oh, no, wait a minute. There was some stuff before. Okay. Episode 7 was in 2015.
Yeah.
Um, she was also in some stuff I never heard of. A couple of
Well, like
things.
TV shows or commercials.
Um, wait, I'm just going all the way back. She's in stuff I never heard of. Only Yesterday, 1991.
1991.
Lifesaver,
Was she like a 5?
Casualty, Lucy's. I've never heard of any of this stuff. I'm gonna guess they were like minor roles. Like, I don't
Yeah.
think it was anything significant. Um, yeah.
British shows. Yeah, she's a English actress.
I love British
Uh,
television. They know how to do acting.
isn't is is Ian McDermott English British?
I believe he is.
Yeah, like I can't remember. Like I
Oh,
feel like he fits that.
let's look it up. Ian McDermott.
Because if so, that should have been
He's
oh man,
Scottish.
Scottish. Okay, wait, isn't Scotland part of UK? Even though it's fighting to get out.
Oh, I'm thinking. I was thinking like of accents, like. Um. Oh, I was trying to think of like what accent he had. I don't know. I gotta pull up a video of him, of how like of him like normally talking. Yeah, no, it is a part of the, like the UK. I was just trying to think of
Yeah,
like, does he have a British accent or does he have a Scottish accent?
I will say, uh, I do like that about that was such a like if you think about like the choice that George Lucas made to cast
Mm-hmm.
a young actor to play like an old emperor guy,
Yeah.
and then it's like 20 years later, it's like, hey, let's get the same guy because now he's the right age.
Yeah, they
It's like,
didn't have to
yeah,
put as much makeup on him now.
and then it's just like I'm just like that's you. So you get the same guy, but he's now the right age.
Yeah. Yeah, I think
And
it's just,
like
I just read he's 75.
mhm. Yeah, again, like I just that's what I love about him is that he acts old and when he's young, and then he acts young when he's old.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, he's definitely a really good actor. Um,
Um,
Speaking of old actors, I was excited to see Wedge Antilles show up.
yes, I caught that cameo and I was so happy.
That was a really cool cameo. Like, again, I would have loved to
Again,
have seen other cameos, but the fact that they brought him back was
well,
pretty cool.
yeah, I was hoping, I will admit, I was hoping he'd get a bigger, like not a bigger, oh, okay, maybe a bigger role, but a bigger spotlight for a
Yeah,
bit. Like maybe him and Poe go on like X-wing tag teaming
that would have
for
been
a
cool.
bit. Yeah. Um, oh, Xavier brings up a point from Miss Howland.
Do you believe that? Did you believe that Chewie was killed when the ship blew up? Yes, I did. My mother. Okay, so I went with my mother. She whacked me at that scene. She was like, "You made me come see this movie." She was so mad. I was devastated too. I was like, that would have been one of those things that would have made me hate the movie if they killed him.
I yeah, I I believed it for half a second,
Mm-hmm.
but at the same time, I was just thinking, there's no way they would do that like that. They can't do that. They're just, um, I don't know. Just in the back of my head, I was thinking, there's no way they would go like this. They can't do that. Not to chew.
I'm glad they didn't. I never, prior to the movie, I never thought they would go that route because I was like, well, that's something they did in the expanded universe. They wouldn't kill him in the movies just specifically for that reason. So when that happened, I was like, I was so mad, and I was mad at Ray. I was like, you were off doing something stupid, like that made no sense. So literally, it's your
Yeah,
fault that he got captured and killed.
yeah,
I totally blamed her, and I hated her in that moment. Hated her.
yeah. That was. I will admit though that did, um, I did like that. Not that, um, I did like that little kind of tug of war between her and Kylo for a bit. It was like that intensity because it's like you're not sure what's gonna happen to the
Yeah,
ship.
it was intense that moment.
Yeah, and then she just shoots out light, and that scared me for a second. I was just like I didn't see that coming. Like I didn't think that's what
Yeah,
she'd do.
I didn't think that was going to come out of her either. That was like, but again, I guess it shows just like that inner struggle within her. She had like
Yeah.
she had just she had some Palpatine in her.
I did like uh like basically okay if you like seen none of the trailers and just like for maybe for some kids this definitely would have been like traumatizing just
Yeah,
like possibly dying because the actors really sold it.
yeah. What did you think of the spy? Daniel says joke. Um,
That I I had a guess that was who it was and I was certainly correct. I was correct.
I didn't guess it until that scene when the stormtroopers were lined up about to kill them. So like I guess I in the final seconds I got it, but
Yeah.
yeah, I mean I wasn't wowed by it. Again, he said his reasoning was because he didn't want Kylo Ren to win. I was kind of I would have been more intrigued if he had like a change of heart, but he
Eh,
didn't.
yeah. I'm I'm glad he did it, but also it fit on within his character.
Yeah,
Is it's like um because him and Kyle have been butting heads for like the last two movies,
yeah,
so to see him finally do something, even though it's funny. Here's trying to here's Hux trying to get Kylo Ren something like that, and here's Kylo Ren just trying to get back to normal. He's not even like he doesn't care about the first like Palpatine's dealing with that now.
yeah. He just didn't want Kylo Ren to win.
Yeah.
um,
But I didn't I did like that though when it's just like he turns around, I'm the spy. And I was what?
and what I think Poe was like, I knew it, and Finn was like, no, you
Yeah.
didn't. um,
Uh
yeah, that was funny. Winston, welcome back. Trying to think what else. Um, oh, you know what I was hoping for? Okay, so in that final battle, Lando shows up, Wedge Antilles
mm,
shows up. You know what I was kind of hoping was going to happen? That we were going to find out that, and I think they really should have done this, that Admiral
oh
Akbar didn't actually die in The Last Jedi, and that he like somehow escaped, and he was really
oh
alive, and he joined the fleet, and he saved the day, and he had his moments. Even if he had died in the fight, he should have been given a moment. Like that whole thing was messed up. I remember watching an interview. Even the actor himself
yeah.
was just upset about the way he was treated. Like the act,
Yeah.
the character.
I definitely
His son was there. Yeah,
yeah. We did get his son, but I feel like his son simply because we didn't have the actual
yeah.
character anymore.
I mean,
And so,
I still think they could have.
yeah.
I mean, that was nice that they did that. Like I did like that, but
And
Hey, in Star Wars, anything's
again,
possible.
again, that's another thing. Is like JD was like, "Dang it, dang it, Last Jedi, you took it. You're missing some pieces here."
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah, there was a lot of stuff
I
to
will
fix.
say, again, the space battle didn't satisfy me because there was just so little of it.
Mm-hmm.
I was kind of hoping we could see like the other ship crews and other like ship people. I was hoping we could see the ghost. Maybe we get to see like Hera and her son grown up
Yeah,
and
it
see
was cool to
them.
see the ship, but we should, even if we got a glimpse, yeah, of them, like inside
Yeah,
and what they looked like, and just to see them.
yeah, like I was hoping we get to see more of just what we got to deal with. So hoping,
And I heard that, and I didn't realize that the Mandalorian ship was in there.
it was.
I think I saw that on a one of the things I just watched. Pretty sure that's
Yeah,
what they said.
that was something I was actually hoping. I thought that would have been another little cool little Easter egg to see. Would have been seeing the Razor Crest ship in the.
Let me just look it up, but I'm pretty sure. I don't want to give false information here. The Razor Crest. What's the name of this movie? It's a Skywalker. I'm like, which one is it? Um, the Rise of Skywalker. Um, Maybe I'm wrong. I'm not seeing it on here. I have to go back and figure out where I saw that and see it. I could be wrong. I thought that's what they said. Um,
He he did actually say he's died before. I'm reading the chat.
yeah.
They're talking about um, what do we think of
Who died?
Palpatine?
Um, oh, so what do y'all think about Sidious? Do y'all think he was a zombie reanimated or a clone? Um, Palpatine was in a clone body. That's why he wanted Rey to kill him so he can transfer his essence inside of her and take control.
That
Um,
I found that weird.
that whole thing was weird. I figured it was some kind of weird Sith ability. Somehow he brought
Mm.
himself back. But yeah, I'm sure we'll get some kind of more of an explanation. Um, he could have been like Voldemort and had all these like, what do they call them, the Horcruxes? He could have had something like that. He could have had a backup plan for his death.
Yeah, I
Episode
believe.
10
I'm
in
pretty
3
sure like
years.
he had plenty of backup plans. Episode 10 in 3 years. Oh, I don't know if Disney wants to risk that.
The Emperor, the Untold Story. I could see there are going to be so many fan films now out of this, explaining all this stuff.
Yeah.
Let's get on it, Inspector. You could be the Emperor. um, it happened in the expanded universe in a comic. Well, why was his eyes all zombies and his fingers all? That was great. He's got it. He's ready. Oh my gosh. You looked a bit like a Jawa there, though. Oh man. Yeah, I'm excited to see what fans are going to come up with from this.
Yeah.
The backstories.
Um. Yeah. Okay. Like. The yeah. Dark Empire was the clone. You didn't get to. Did you get the Dark Empire?
Hey
Did you
for
read
Ty.
Excited?
I never read that. I never. I've heard I've heard the whole discussion about the whole cloning thing.
Dark
Um,
Empire was when Anakin was born, right? It was like around Anakin Solo's birth, right? Or was that in a later, um, earlier? I don't know timeline. Because I know you read some of Anakin and like the kids, basically, those stories.
I don't remember what that series was called. Yeah.
Before time,
Is that your sick neighbor coughing in the background?
Oh, you can hear him?
I heard him, yeah. I feel bad. You guys, everybody's dropping like flies. Sunday. Oh, man. uh, all right, let's see what else did we not discuss here. Oh, okay. I'd like to poll the audience here. What color was Rey's lightsaber? Because I'm hearing mixed reviews. Is it orange or is it yellow? I thought it was yellow. Some are saying orange, but some are also saying yellow. I watched a couple other YouTube channels, and they were all saying something different. Okay. See?
I can't remember what orange stands for again.
I can't either.
But I believe
Let's look it up.
It's yellow.
I saw yellow.
Yeah, I saw yellow, and I believe it's yellow simply because it's supposed to be like the sentinel, the kind of the balance kind of color.
Okay, what color is Rey's lightsaber? Thank goodness for Google. Okay, well, this website says yellow.
I am a little shocked that people are actually arguing that it's orange. I didn't see that, but I see it now, but I didn't see that before.
It looks like the majority is saying yellow.
That's
okay.
It's like
or gold. Now we got gold, Winston.
That's there. Gold wins. It's between the two.
Yeah, there you go. Now for Tithe knows his lightsaber, so for Tithe it says it's yellow. But I like that, and the hilt kind of looks like her saber staff, like her staff, her bow staff or whatever, which was cool.
I think like the parts are taken from her staff.
Yeah.
Which, by the way,
no. Go ahead. I was gonna jump to something else.
So I think I don't know. It's kind of confirmed, kind of thing, but so her staff is possibly a reference, an actual thing, or something else, but her staff looks like Plagueis's saber staff.
Ooh.
Like, it's almost the exact same.
Oh, really?
Sort of thing. That's what people have said, and that's why people thought she could have been related to. I don't know if this could have been related to her, but it's like he was in a part of her creation or something like that.
Oh, interesting.
But yeah, like, there was a theory, that how she had the staff that she carried was, that same staff that he had. And that.
But from the expanded universe.
I mean, it's in the expanded universe being pulled into here.
Okay.
Because like hammerheads are being pulled into here, and or yellow lightsabers. It's got to come from somewhere.
Vincity, hey, how are you? Okay, so what I was gonna jump to was her taking on the Skywalker name. So I've heard two arguments, and I see both sides. Like, I think both sides are right. I think I would have been happy with either decision. I did like her choosing the name Skywalker, because it was just a name she identified with, because she both loved and trained under Luke and Leia. She called them both master. And plus her connection with Ben, who was, also from the Skywalker lineage. But then I also heard the argument, well, this was about her figuring out who she was. Like, why not choose the name Palpatine and you are a Palpatine, but make it something better, know? But But if I had Palpatine's last name, I would not be throwing that
Yeah,
name around.
that's
I mean,
that- that's like that's like the old that old two leader. Like, do you want to be his child last name? It's like, no, I'm
yeah,
gonna take the name of a hero.
yeah. Um, and she kind of takes on this. It was like it's like she had this battle between dark and light through the whole thing. So and she chose light, and so why not take Skywalker, you know? Um, I know. But so did you like the fact that she chose that name?
Uh, I don't mind it, but I wish it wasn't at the very end.
Mm-hmm.
I wish it had been like in the middle, maybe even at that point where with her and Luke, something like that.
Yeah.
Like that could have been like her owning it or earning it or something like this.
Mm-hmm.
Because it just felt kind of random at the end.
Yeah. I see. I felt like that was their way of bringing it to a close. This is
Yeah,
her telling us who she is, and
yeah.
um, I don't know, I
Again,
personally liked it.
again, that's another funny thing. It's like, uh, the Last Jedi. There's gonna be totally more Jedi.
Yeah.
The end of the Skywalker. There's another Skywalker.
That's interesting point. So maybe this isn't the end of the Skywalkers. By
The
blood
new
it is,
Skywalker.
but um I liked like that whole scene at the end, that was another one of those scenes that had me like just sobbing.
Oh yeah.
I feel like they ended it well, like her going back to where
Hmm.
um it all started, where
Yeah.
Anakin was and Luke was, and like really where
Yeah.
I mean where the original trilogy began.
Yeah.
Um and I liked how she buried their lightsabers there, and
Yeah.
then looking out over the binary sunset, and I just like, oh my god, and the
Yeah.
music, I was a hot mess.
Yeah. I the only thing I liked them her going there and then doing all that and such. The only thing I wish was that she wasn't alone when she did it. Like she had Poe and Finn with her, because I feel like Star Wars needs to be, you know, the group endings or something like
Yeah,
that.
that's a good point. I didn't think of that. That would have been cool to see.
Yeah, I feel like maybe they were on the Falcon or
Hmm.
something, but I feel like she should have had her friends with her
Yeah.
when especially in the final shot, because I like that about Star Wars. In the final shots, most of them, it's all group shots,
Hmm.
especially when the
That's
finale,
true.
except for Riches, but yeah.
Hmm. Oh, that's cool to think about. That didn't occur to me. Like, and if it wasn't okay, here's my question. Who would you like to have seen her standing with at the end? Because now I'm thinking, if it wasn't the original trio, it would have been cool even if like Lando was there, or that's an interesting to think about. But you're right, like the movies always end with like a group,
Yeah.
and she was
I
kind
mean,
of like alone.
yeah, we did kind of get that shot before we got back to Tatooine.
Mm-hmm.
Like that one
Where they're
with the very
hugging.
ending scene. Yeah.
Oh, that one had me crying too.
Yeah. Um, I I will say, uh, oh man, I lost it. My brain lost it.
It's okay, you're sick.
Uh, okay, so the chat's asking a lot of questions.
I feel like there's more to the story why she took the name Skywalker, but again, rushed. Um, Perhaps. Wait a minute, my chat's being a little weird. Hold on.
Wait, you missing something?
I'm missing some. Yeah, and all of a sudden
Mm.
stuff just showed up. Wait, the last thing I have is Sunday saying correct. Is that right?
Yeah, I got that too.
Oh, okay. That like literally just showed up. That and a couple of stuff before that. That's weird. It was always about who she was. In the end, she chose who she was. Yeah, that's kind of how I looked at it. The shot of her looking at the suns was way too zoomed in. Oh, Winston. Yeah. Oh, Inspector was talking about that before. Both Anakin and Luke hated sand. When did Palpatine have a son? That's a great
That's a
question.
really great question.
I don't know. Well, the only common family that Rey, Luke, and Leia share their family are from Naboo, Palpatine, and Padme. Who knows? Lightsaber's not
Okay.
important. How dare you? I missed a whole bunch of stuff here. Rey is the balance of the Force for now, as she has Palpatine's bloodline and Skywalker spirit within her. Ooh, I didn't look at it like that. You're right. She has
That's
both the dark
that's
and the
pretty
like
cool. Pretty cool.
Palpatine and Skywalker within her. That's kind of cool. Um, yeah, I'm people do have sex in Star Wars. They just don't show it. No, I know. um, oh, what was I gonna say? Yeah. Oh, I'm really excited to. I never read the novelizations of the movies, but
Yeah.
I'm really looking forward to reading the novelization of this because I need more details.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, I actually would like to hear how the novelization of this one explains things
Yeah.
that can't be explained on film, like the inner thoughts of people.
Mhm.
That would actually be really interesting to
Yeah,
like
I'm curious
read.
to that. Um, I think I read it's like a couple months, like maybe in March or something or May. I think March. I don't know why it doesn't come out the same time as the movie. I thought it always did.
Probably because I didn't want
What's that?
anything in the spoiled.
Oh,
It's
true.
probably not one.
Um,
Okay, so going kind of back, um, Leia's Jedi training.
that scene was so cool. I love that scene. Um,
Yeah,
it's funny when they first showed the scene of the two of them fighting. I was like so mad. I was like, oh, I want to see their faces. Oh, that would be so cool.
yeah.
Like, and then they lifted the helmets. I was like,
They lit the
yeah.
helmets. I remember in the theater, like I was like, there were many. I went to an early showing, like not a 7 o'clock showing. I went to like so, um, my theater didn't have that many people in it, but I definitely like when they showed like Luke's face and it looked really good. Like,
Yeah, yeah,
um, definitely there was a lot of like, whoa.
yeah. They looked very realistic. And I thought this I don't know. I guess I looked at this more as like a way to pay tribute to Carrie Fisher. I loved how they said that Leia trained and
Mhm.
she made it to the end of her training and she got a lightsaber. I was like, yes, like
Yes.
Leia, yes, Leia, she deserved this. Like Carrie Fisher
Yeah.
deserved that. Like, um, I thought that was really cool.
Yeah. And they did a pretty good job with Carrie Fisher in this movie, I believe. Like, to the best of their abilities, I think
Yeah,
they did a pretty good job with her.
I wasn't sure how because I remember I know I read that they were going to use some like unused footage and dialogue and stuff like that, and I thought they used it well. I mean, it looked a little fake, but still I felt like it was it was well done and oh my god, when she died, I cried. When Poe was talking to her, I died, I cried. um, yeah, it was like she was dying all over again. And when Ray hugged her before she took
Oh,
off
yeah.
in the beginning, oh my gosh, that had me crying too because it was like again saying goodbye to Carrie Fisher all over again.
Yeah.
You know, the chat is just my chat box is just being it's not updating. Might have to refresh it. Okay, sorry guys. Let's check out what you're saying here. Gonna keep my positive vibes with Mandalorian. Yeah, I'm looking forward to see what happens in the Mandalorian.
Yeah.
Luke Young
Mando's
CGI face was good, but
fanatic.
Leia not so much. Oh really? I thought they both looked good. Um,
Yeah, Leia's kind of did stick out a bit.
Oh, Batman, thanks so much for stopping by. We'll see you soon. Sorry, I only just saw the message. Wish they showed more of it. Agreed. This is the first movie to have such a long time for the book to come out. That's what I thought. Because for some reason, I feel like I remembered from previous movies, like people talking about the book while the movie was out.
Mm-hmm.
But I guess, like you were saying, to avoid spoilers, like being that this was the last movie, there was so
Yeah,
much hype.
leaks, even though the movie was leaked, but
Yeah.
more leaks. They okay. The chat just brought up something which I will again that they also got me a little bit. Like, um, is your chat back yet?
The one that says Chewie lost three friends.
Yeah,
Chewie seen
yeah,
crying
yeah.
when.
You're updated.
Oh, okay. The
Yeah,
Chewie scene crying when she got
yeah.
when
When
she
Chewie,
died. Oh,
yeah,
yes.
yeah. Chewie's reaction was, oh man, I
That was for all
feel
of
for,
us.
yeah. That was just I really felt because it's just like for him, like he's just losing everything.
Yeah.
Just
Han, Luke, and then Leia. Like, yeah. Yeah, that was very sad. I forgot about that scene.
it's
That
just
was really that was really sad.
yeah.
Um Speaking of Chewie, when he gets the medal at the end. I like that. You didn't like that
Yeah.
scene?
I thought that was pretty cool.
Oh,
Cool little
okay.
reference. Yeah.
um, and I'm assuming that was Han's medal. Um,
Oh, I thought it was like them finally giving him medal after like
I,
40
I was
years.
talking about this with Daniel last night, so we had two different perspectives. That was Daniel's perspective, but I think so. Like Leia had Han's medal, so I assumed that was them. That was Maz taking it and giving it to him. Like for one, so that he gets the medal that he deserves, and two,
Hmm.
because it was Han's. Like
Yeah.
you know,
You know what? Actually, that does make more sense, honestly. And I think I like that
I'm sure it's one of those
better.
things that they explain at some point in the book. I guess we'll know for sure.
Hmm.
So why is this not updating? Um, I have to keep scrolling down and scrolling back up for it to update. Um, I would have missed the movie watching your reactions. Well, look at the bright side. Lando got his shit back. Oh, you're right. um, You're gonna explain more in the
Speaking
last
of,
book. It makes sense. There is a lot to explain. We need more details. Um, just saying this talk is really good to listen to while getting a car around the. I can't even say that.
what in the world?
Let's go. Is this German? Actually, Ray got the Falcon. It was Han's medal. Well, he had his final moment. Well, he at least had some moments with the ship. Um, Han Han did Han sold his medal,
Is that in a canon story
or is that
or an
expanded
extended
universe?
universe storyline? Which canon are we talking about here?
This whole
Did it
night we have
actually
to keep
happen?
clarifying: is it Legends or is it canon? Um,
Um,
I gotta refresh
yeah,
here.
okay. I will say, I like this surprised me, but I'm so happy that we didn't lose Lando. Chewie, like
That's
Lando.
yeah, that's true. I had forgotten about that. That was one of those things I had wondered at least about Lando. Like, are they gonna kill him too? Like, you killed everybody else, you're gonna kill him too. But yeah, I was glad they didn't kill him.
Yeah, he was such a it was so hyped to see Billy. Like Billy D just looked like he was having so much fun.
Yeah. Oh, I'm sure he was probably like
Yeah,
so excited to be
and he
back.
and it just felt like him. It didn't feel
Yeah.
like it was just like I remember watching the celebration um when they dropped the teaser for the first time, and Bill like they were asking Billy D like did he need to have to work to get back to being like Lando or something? No, Lando never left.
I am Lando. Yeah, yeah, it was really cool to have him back. Um, Billy D loved Star Wars. Yeah, like he wasn't. Um, I gotta say, what I like about Billy D. Williams and Mark Hamill, especially, is that like they never hated. They never
Yeah,
complained, oh, this movie ruined my life. I was typecast. Like they totally
yeah,
embraced the
yeah,
fandom, their roles. They totally
yeah.
owned it. Um,
I understand like that feeling of being, you know, stuck in a ideal position or something like that. But I'm always nice to see somebody embraces
yeah,
their what made them them.
yeah,
And
yeah.
it's like, yeah.
Let me refresh again. Let's see. To answer your question about who I would like to have seen Ray with in the end, would I like to see Chewie with her? Oh, see, that's a good one. Or even the droids, like C-3PO and R2-D2, have them at the end. Because it started
Speaking
with
of
them, too.
C3PO,
What's that?
speaking of C3PO, they also didn't kill him off.
They also what?
They also didn't kill him off.
Yes. Um, and I would have been fine. Like the whole thing where they wiped his memory, like that was sad. I thought it
Yeah,
was cool
that,
that R2 like brought it back, but I would have been fine if they didn't. Like that would have been like
yeah.
had a dramatic effect if they didn't.
Mm.
Um,
Yeah, I don't know if I want, like, I'm both, again, it's like, I'm happy that he's back and he's
mhm.
not gone. But at the same time, it's like, but it does kind of make the moment where he does make the sacrifice
Right, less impactful.
less as impactful.
Yeah, yeah. Like it wasn't. It was nice that they didn't, but it wasn't. It wasn't necessary. Um, the droids were great in this movie. They were. Um, um, yeah. All
There's a
right. Let's.
lot in this movie that we still haven't covered.
I know. I know. We're hitting 2 hours here. I'm going to just look over my notes. Um, see if there was anything. Where's my pros and cons list? Hold on. um, no, we talked about all my cons.
Okay, I'll throw in another con.
Hmm.
Um, the dagger kind of matching the shape on a destruction. Just like, what?
I actually thought that was kind of cool.
I mean, it's cool, but I'm just like, how do you? You have to be standing in the exact spot, and they just happen to be standing in the exact spot. And it
True.
has to match this exact bunch of cragged, but who knows how long the dagger was.
Well,
And
the Force was guiding them. Maybe that's how.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
That's not how the Force works. um,
That kind of is how that works.
I hear what you're saying. That scene didn't bother me. I mean, that whole
Yeah,
thing with the dagger. I thought that
yeah.
was kind of cool. It kind of reminded me of something out of like one of those movies. I can't think of it.
All over the place because I just remembered another one. That the not a con, but the this is actually a pro. I did like that the the fight from different planes when Kylo and Rey are fighting, but
Mm-hmm.
they're not on the same area. Like she's on the ship and he's on the ground, and
Oh yes, that was really cool.
like that was so because that's such a cool little concept that they've thrown in is the ability to physically interact
Mm-hmm.
with someone on the other side of it or someone away.
Yeah. Um, yeah, that whole Force connection thing. Um, I didn't think they were going to carry that over into this movie. I thought that was just going to be in the Last Jedi. Um, but that was really kind of. I liked how they tied that in here, um, with their fight scenes and like how Kylo Ren figured out where she was,
Yeah,
when he like grabbed the
which
necklace from her.
yeah.
And at the end, when she like with like the whole lightsaber thing, like she passes the lightsaber to
Oh yeah,
him.
that was really cool.
Yeah, I was like, I didn't see that coming. Um, that was interesting.
Yeah. Um, but yeah, I like I like that they're fighting, the throne and everything, and then the Vader helmet gets transported back to him. He's like, "Oh, I know where you are."
Yeah.
It's just
Dead
like, oops.
giveaway. And I liked the I liked, and I felt this way in The Last Jedi. I don't know what the right word is. The cinematography, everything just looks so beautiful. Like
Yeah,
I like the scene, like one of the scenes where they're fighting, um, when, I think she's on the ship and he's, no, she's at the planet. She's at, what's the name of that planet? And he's on his
the
ship.
desert planet
That
or
desert planet, begins with a P. Pisana. She's on
Kasana.
Pisana. He's on the ship. They're fighting. She breaks open like the basket of something, like some kind of fruit or something, and it's like the red all over the white floor. I was like, oh my gosh,
Oh
that's
yeah,
just so, that looks so cool. And then the scene where she's escaping the ship or whatever, and he's like coming after her, and it's like there's this big blue light and like the wind blow. It just, everything just, I don't know, certain scenes just looked really
yeah,
beautiful, like just the colors, the way it flowed. It just was just nice, pretty to look at.
yeah. Another one of my another really scene I really enjoyed was the little chess game that they had in the beginning. With like Poe,
Yeah.
they were like they're like both Finn and Poe were chatting. And it's like Chewie was like just being real intense, and I was, she's totally cheating. She's totally cheating.
I like that they, because I mean, because they did that in the originals, and then um I think we saw like, I think the thing came on in The Force Awakens briefly, or I think.
Yeah,
Um, but I loved having Poe and Finn back together, like their humor,
yeah.
the whole bromance. They were really funny. So
The humor of this movie was just so well done.
yeah.
Like it was like it wasn't out of place,
Hmm.
and it was so just right on the right time,
Yeah.
and out of it didn't feel out of the universe either. It felt
Hmm.
within galaxies. Or,
Yeah, it felt very appropriate. It wasn't forced. It wasn't cheesy.
mhm.
Um, the scenes with Poe flirting with Kerry Russell's character,
Mm.
Zori Bliss, Zori
Yeah,
Bliss.
Zori, I think is her name.
Um,
I, I like that one at the end where it's just like, hey, you want to come kiss me?
and she's like, no.
Yeah, okay. It was
That
just
was really
such a
funny.
that was so well, like just silent humor.
Yeah, yeah, that was like a lot of it, like his humor was really good.
Mhm.
Um,
Like, you're a spice miner? You're a stormtrooper? You're a spice
we could play
You're a
this game all
Sith? You can
day.
do this all day?
um, yeah, that was really funny. And when Ray, this we saw in one of the TV spots, I think. When Ray does like the force
Oh,
persuasion on the stormtrooper,
the
they're like, does she do that to us?
I also like the stormtroopers like it's good to see you. It's real great. It's just
Yeah, that was really funny. We're so happy you're here.
like they were so different than just repeating what they've been told.
Yeah,
It's just like they were just emotionally like so different.
yeah, they made that scene really comical. Um, yeah, I love the back and forth bantering. Yeah, it was really funny. He's definitely cheating.
And
Oh, Customs Power Streaker has his rating for all the films. Okay, we talk
wow.
about that. We talk about this in every stream, so I'm curious to see this. Um, Phantom Menace, he gives 8.5. Episode
Pretty high.
2, 7. Revenge of the Sith, 8.9. Okay, Solo 8.
Yeah.
Rogue One, 8.8. A New Hope, 9. Star Trek 9. Return of the Jedi, 9.5. The Force Awakens,
Five.
7.9. The Last Jedi, 5.9. Rise of Skywalker, 8.5. I would say like my ratings are like close to that. Like I agree. I'm
Yeah.
with you on that. So I think that's a
Yeah,
really
I kind
good,
of feel the same.
yeah, good scale there.
Yeah,
Um,
I definitely feel the same on that, kind of in the same ballpark of
yeah,
those numbers.
I still have to come up with my list of favorite, my order of favorite movies before our next live stream. I said I would do that before the
Yeah.
last Mandalorian live stream.
Um, Another great moment was the just the crazy hyperspace, the very beginning, Poe and
Oh,
Chewie.
when they're out looking for the spy or something, or when that beginning scene, that was really
Yeah,
cool.
and then they just like, here's a new planet. Oh, we gotta get away. Here's a new planet. Oh,
Yeah,
we gotta get away. Oh, here's a new planet.
yeah, that was
Just
another one
like,
of those fast paced scenes, but at the same time, like just really cool to watch. Like I
yeah.
was like pulled in. Yeah, that was
And
really
so,
cool.
and it's like, get home. It's like Falcon's on fire. It's all on fire. It's all on fire. Just go put. It's like, what'd you do to my ship? What'd you do to my droid?
Oh, that's right. That scene was funny too. Poor BB-8. A tree fell on him.
Yeah,
Oh, you know
yeah.
what
This
I?
one.
Oh, sorry, go ahead.
Go ahead. No, you go ahead.
That little droid. I don't know his name.
Dio.
Okay, I when I was watching another YouTube video, they pointed out something that I didn't know, and that was J.J. Abrams voicing the droid.
Boy, JJ voices the droid.
Mm-hmm.
Ooh, okay. That
Yeah,
was a
I didn't
cool.
know that.
That's funny.
You're allowed to have your opinions, even if it's wrong.
I'm with um I'm with Customs on that one. I like Return of the Jedi better than Empire. I think we had a fight in our in the stream. There's a whole war going
Oh,
on.
about The Empire Strikes Back. Yeah, I think
Yeah,
I almost
because some of
unfriended
us understand, but
Daniel in that. We almost lost our friendship. um, it's so hard to say. I mean, I think I like Empire better than Return of the Jedi, personally, but I like the ending of Return of the Jedi better than Empire
yeah,
Strikes Back. Empire Strikes Back leaves you feeling like sad.
yeah.
That's the one thing I didn't like about it, but I liked everything
Mm.
else. Let's face the truth. Return of the Jedi has a lot of special effects, costumes, battles, and aliens in Empire Strikes Back.
Yeah.
Winston has his rating here. Episode 1 gets an 8.9. Episode 2 gets a 9.
Two.
3 gets a
Oh,
9.
three's 9.
Um,
4, 6.
Winston, I thought I knew you. Episode 4 gets a 6.
5, 10. Fair. 6, 8. 7, 6. 8, 3.
I'm trying to decipher
9.
this. Oh, knock my stuff down. 7. Oh, 7 gets a 6. 8 gets a 3. 3.9. Okay, an episode. Wait, what? 7, 8. Oh, sorry. Okay, episode 9 gets an 8.9. Okay, gotcha.
Yeah.
Episode 4 gets a 6. A 6.
What? I can't remember. Was Winston, why 4 so low?
You have to explain. You have to explain yourself. I saw the originals when they came out in theaters, so I know what I'm talking about. Well, I know you like episode 1 a lot because of
That's it? That's
I hate the
that's it,
original
Winston?
fight. You mean between
Vader and Ben?
yeah, Obi-Wan and Darth? It's treason then. See, I know you like the episode 1 because of Darth Maul. I know he's your favorite. For Ty, Kenobi used Force healing in A New Hope, and the Emperor used it on Anakin, Revenge of the Sith. Wait a minute.
And nobody used it on Padme.
Oh! He's saying when Luke was passed out. But was he healing him, or was he... I just looked at it as he was waking him up. He touched his head. I don't know. I didn't
I
think
always
about
thought he
that.
was just like, checking if he was alive, sort of.
That's how I
Or
always took it. But I guess
Yeah.
you could argue that he was, in a way, force healing him. I have to think about this. And the Emperor used it on Anakin. That I don't remember. But I will say, episode 3, that's one of the movies I've seen the least because it's just not my favorite. be very
The
sorry.
saber fight.
Huh? Oh my god, just jumped out of my skin. My eyes just like bugged out of my head. Because I was so deep in thought, and then she just. Oh my god, she's just.
It wasn't. It wasn't the dog that got me. It was your jump that got me.
You saw my eyes. My eyes bugged out. Oh my god. The best is when she does that in the middle of the night. And it's because, like there's a skunk walking outside. I love the reimagined fight. Yeah, that was really good. If you put that in 4, then I'll give it an 8.9. I wonder if, like, decades from now, they'll redo any or all of the Star Wars movies.
That's something I've wondered. Like, um, how would you feel if they did the movies? Like, new actors, new effects, but they basically just told the same story.
I'd love to see it.
But
I personally. Like, not that I think they ever did a bad job, and not that anything could ever replace it, but I like it, kind of like what I always say about the fan films. I always love to see people's interpretation of Star Wars, the Star Wars universe, Star Wars characters. Like, what would they do and what would they do differently? How did they make it better? I'd be so curious to see what they would do.
I mean,
and Obi-Wan Kenobi could play himself. I mean, Ewan McGregor could play Obi-Wan Kenobi. Like,
I mean, I could argue Force Awakens remade A New Hope, and
I see what you're saying.
we got our remake already.
They kind of remade it in a way. I want to see a Darth Maul Disney Plus series.
And we get.
I know you do.
I'd actually like to see maybe. Again, I think I talked about this being upset that they canceled the. Like, I think there was like Solo season planned and Boba Fett movie thing. And with the Kenobi movie and all that sort of thing, way back then.
Yeah.
And I was kind of hoping we'd see maybe in the Solo movie we get introduced to Kira, and then she would go to join Darth Maul, and then the Boba Fett movie, Darth Maul would hire Boba Fett, and get a story with that, and then something like that. And then the Kenobi movie, we would see what would happen with Darth. Basically, we get what happened with Kira and Darth Maul and their story.
Yeah.
Over the course of this kind of side stories.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that would have been
I would like.
Interesting.
Yeah.
There's, I mean, I feel like this is just the beginning. So I would imagine there's going to be a lot of, we're going to get a lot of side stories. And I feel like make it and they will come. I mean, not everyone's going to love it. Whatever it is, whether it's a Darth Maul series, a Boba Fett series, or a Han Solo series, no, not everyone's going to love it. People are going to watch it. They're going to make money off of it,
I would, I certainly, I feel like now that, the movies are done, the shackles are off, the creative freedom's, back, and they are free to do whatever they want and make what they can now and just start anew.
Yeah.
They can make something completely out of nowhere.
Yeah.
With their new trilogy or something, with the new movies, new stories, something not related to anything.
Yeah.
New characters, new plots, new villains, new all this stuff.
Mm-hmm.
But that can be set in the old Republic era, in the prequel era.
Yeah.
Well, maybe not the prequel era. That kind of actually has been pretty filled. But honestly, in a weird way, the original trilogy and maybe even a little with Rebels, there isn't much. There's still a lot of gaps there.
It's true.
With that era.
Yeah.
And then there's a huge gap with the sequel.
Yeah.
So it's there's a lot to fill. And I'm excited to see. And future.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah, they have like you said, like now's the time. They really should hit the ground running, but they probably they might be afraid of overwhelming fans, but they're doing good with Mandalorian. Like,
Yeah,
I feel like
it's like
overall people are happy with it. Baby Yoda kind of won everybody over. Um, Let me just go back to the chat here. There's rumors of a Crimson Dawn series with Kira and Maul. Ooh.
that'd be pretty cool to see.
If Kylo Ren can survive the fall, then wouldn't Mace Windu survive his fall? I thought it was. Well, I thought George Lucas confirmed he was alive, but he might not. He had survived. He might not in
I thought
canon.
confirms they're dead.
What's that?
Like I thought Lucas always said like things are dead because um that's like something Ian McDiarmid mentions is like he was always like, hey George, can I? Do you think maybe the Emperor's still alive? He's like, no.
Oh, I didn't know. See, I didn't know about that. Well,
Yeah, there's like I think there was a panel.
they stuck it to George in a lot of ways. um, it's I did
Well,
hear are you talking about a mall series? I heard a rumor about a mall series, but it wasn't from a reliable source. Um, Probably have a heart attack in the theater if I see Maul. Don't say that, Winston. You're still on the mend, okay? Like, to hold off on the Maul series. um,
um,
okay. So, did we touch on everything? Man, we've been going for 2 hours and 11 minutes. This is our,
we have to talk about a movie.
we,
Of course we
uh,
can. Well,
we went a long time. Um,
okay, I have to. I did hear that. So okay, we haven't really talked about that scene, even though we talked around it. But the voices
mhm.
scene with all of the past voices.
Yeah,
We
literally, like,
hear
every important Jedi, I feel like we heard in that
we
scene.
heard Luke. We heard Anakin. We heard Ahsoka. We heard Kanan.
Mm-hmm.
We heard
Mace.
Mace. We heard Yoda.
There were two other Jedi from the Clone Wars, and I can't remember their names. Luminara,
I think so. Yeah.
and there was one other one. She's got the things coming out of her head. She's some species. That's all I can say. I don't remember her name though.
That narrows it down so much. That
It
thing
narrows her
came
down to
from
not being human. um,
Ayla Sakura? That who else we heard?
Maybe.
I will say this. Was the Mace Windu we heard Clone Wars Mace Windu or Samuel L. Jackson?
Ooh.
I mean, it has to be Samuel L., right?
I thought it was
You have to
Samuel L.
give him
Jackson
back.
because I just remember thinking because I remember thinking it was a line from the prequels. I thought it was anyway.
Maybe.
Everyone's saying Ayla Secura, so I guess maybe it was. I can't remember her name.
Yes. That's the Twi'lek, the blue Twi'lek Jedi.
Oh, she was in there. I read this is coming from a video that I watched. She was in there as well, but then there was another one.
Yeah.
Not
Luminara.
not the Twi'lek, but I mean
three-
she was in there, but there was someone else. She's got a couple things coming out of her head.
The,
And she was like a cream colored. Not the Twi'lek.
you're talking about not Luminara, right?
No, she was green. This is just from a video that I watched. Jedi from the Clone Wars. Let's just do that. I'll look at images because this is gonna bother me.
This is why we should have had Force Ghost, so
Wait.
we could see you talking.
Adi, it's not Adi Gallia.
Shakti?
Is it her? No, it can't be. Is it? I need to see an animated version.
Did you say
Oh
Keanu
yeah,
Reeves?
Adi Gallia. I don't know if I'm saying her name right.
Adi Gallia.
She's got
Now
those
that
little
one I
white
don't remember.
things coming out of her head. Again, this is just from a video I watched. Someone said that they heard her voice in there. Kit Fisto.
Kit Fisto, the one with
No,
the tentacle.
Luminara. We're talking about Luminara. For the green. Listen, I'm sorry, guys. I'm bad with names.
Shakti, you mean the one that gets like 30 different deaths, and none of which is, we're unsure which one's canon or not?
I don't know. And I have to go back and I have to watch these videos that I watched. Like, how about I can't paying attention? She was in a deleted scene of the Sith. Well, anyway, I'm sorry. So yeah, you were saying about that scene. Well, did you like that scene?
Well, again, like I said, I was disappointed that no Force Ghost Anakin. I wanted visuals because it didn't feel right to just hear something and not know who was speaking because I didn't quite catch it.
Yeah, like even...
Oh, Qui-Gon.
Oh yes, he was in there too.
Yeah, it was so nice to hear him.
Yeah, it was cool that they brought his voice back. Yeah, like at that scene, it would have been more impactful if they had Force visions around her, Force ghosts around her, and they could have taken it from like footage that they had, like from the movies. Like all they had to do was just tint it blue, and it would have been fine. I would have even accepted that if that's how Anakin showed up. I mean, I think he should have had his moment, but yeah.
Yeah, like there was. There's a lot of, let's see, she can't, like, okay, she can't see who she's never met.
Yes, she can.
Luke never...
If they come as a Force ghost.
Luke never met young Anakin.
Yeah, no, if they come back as
his father.
They're a ghost. They come back as a Force ghost.
Yeah.
Yeah, Anakin... I think Anakin should have been there in that moment.
Especially, like, we could have seen live action Ahsoka.
That would have been awesome.
Could you imagine?
Unless they're saving that for the Mandalorian, like I don't know, maybe not the Mandalorian, but like another live action show, like to surprise us at some point. Maybe they're saving it for that. But that would have been, again, like we were saying before, like this would have been one of those things that could have brought a lot of fans over to the side of liking it, or liking the trilogy a little bit more anyway.
Yeah, it would have been a much more satisfying and impactful conclusion.
Yeah. To
this, especially when it's like, that was Anakin's job. That was Anakin's purpose, and since Palpatine survived, he didn't really fulfill his purpose.
Mm-hmm.
So he really should have been there to help fulfill his purpose.
Yeah, to finish him off.
Beyond the grave.
Yeah. Where's Ian McDermott? You should see him in the UK TV show called Inspector Morse. He is pure evil in that too. Oh, I've never heard of that. I'll have to check that out.
Check that out.
Yeah.
That's what I mean. It's like apart from Harrison Ford, and there aren't many other movies or stuff that I actually search the actors for.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I'm not to say it's like I don't want to not to say I don't ruin the image or anything. It's like I'm so adjusted to seeing these people as Star Wars characters.
Yeah.
That it's kind of hard to separate them when I'm seeing them in another product or something.
Yeah. I'm trying to think. I don't think I ever had a hard time with that. Again, not that I've seen them all in a lot of things.
I don't think I've seen Carrie Fisher in Shell. I've seen Mark Hamill in a couple of things. Harrison Ford in a lot of things. Ewan McGregor in quite a few things. Natalie Portman in quite a few things. Hayden I haven't seen much of.
Mm-hmm.
And then there's John Boyega. But yeah. So yeah, it's one of those things with like, not that I see them as their characters or something. It's like, those actors are in a way who I've seen as for a long time
Yeah.
that it's just a little bizarre to see them as something else sometimes.
Yeah.
In fact, my little childhood self was like refused to believe that Mark Hamill was the Joker.
Uh,
Like, because it's just like that's not right. That doesn't make sense. How can such a good guy voice an evil be the voice of an evil, clown?
I never saw him in any of the Joker roles. I never watched any of that. Yeah, I don't think I could wrap my head around that.
Mm-hmm.
Um,
You haven't seen any animated Batman stuff?
no, I know I never did. Um, yeah, that was one of those things I didn't know about him until later, like years later, that he like did the Joker. Um, I know he voiced a character in the Clone Wars. I don't remember who though.
Mark?
Yeah.
I think it was Bane, the Sith ghost that Yoda talks to in the finale, in one of the final arcs,
Okay.
which I caught immediately. I was just like, I know that voice.
Yeah, that was I never caught that. Force ghosts only appear to people that have met them in life. Is that canon or
Is
is that
that what?
legends?
Which era of canon are we talking about? And
Because I see
could
that
that be
doesn't make
retconned?
yeah
Because the
that doesn't make
movies
any
I think are like there's different levels of canon. Remember, it's like there's like movie canon, and then that's like some media canon, and then everything else is free to be retconned or gotten rid of.
um that doesn't just personally that doesn't make any sense to me.
Yeah.
Like and that's something I never heard that you would have had to have met someone to see their force ghost. Like I mean, it's a ghost. It's like force energy. Like oh
Yeah.
hey, I've never met you, so I'm not going to show myself to you.
Oh, wait a minute. Um. Oh man, there was a comic, EU comic,
Hmm.
old EU comic that was about like years later. And it was one of Luke's great grandchildren, or like like it was basically like a great descendant,
Hmm.
of, like Ben from his son Ben and stuff. Um, and Luke appeared as a Force ghost to this guy, and I'm pretty sure Luke had already passed away
Uh huh.
and never met this guy before, so he appeared to his descendants later. So I'm pretty sure Force ghosts can appear to somebody they've never met before.
Mm. I would. I mean, I would think. Um, it's gonna be one of those things I want. I'm like curious. I want to like look that up. Like if that's like a thing because I've never
Cade
heard that,
Skywalker.
but it's interesting. Who knows?
The his great grandson or something. Cade Skywalker.
I never got that far in the series.
That was like really far in the future. And
Yeah.
I like we never even finished what happened to Luke and Ben and all everything. So it's like before Disney took over. So
Hmm.
that was like just a future, like a jump into the
Yeah.
future canon of great grandson. And yeah, that's EU. That's no longer canon. That's that's
Winston.
legend stuff.
Winston, thanks so much for hanging out. Always fun. I'll talk to you soon.
Take care, Winston.
And take
Yeah,
care of
no, we're
yourself.
this is getting really long.
Yeah. I mean, I feel like we covered everything. Um,
Mm-hmm.
if you're good, you could like pull. You could
Dude,
probably pull like a 12-hour stream.
yeah, I've got. I'm full of ready. I'm full of Star Wars talk ready to
Oh
go.
boy.
Um, but yeah, it's like I mean, we if there's anything else that comes up, we'll probably talk about it in future streams or what.
Hmm. Well, we still have. So we have one more episode of The Mandalorian, which comes out Friday.
Yes,
Um,
And then Clone Wars returns February.
Do we know that? Is that a fact?
Yeah,
It is a
that's
fact.
what I believe.
Okay. Yeah, so we'll be chatting about that. We got a lot of Star.
I think I can't. Okay, I think maybe Kenobi starts. I don't know if they start filming. That's it. I think they start filming early next year, which is or this year. But I don't know if they're planning on releasing it in the because it's probably going to be in the fall or right this time era.
I remember. Yeah, I remember them saying in that thing with Kathleen Kennedy that they were working on the scripts or were just about done, and they were planning on starting. Yeah, I think you like you
They have
said
the
next
scripts done,
year,
is what I
which would
heard.
be coming up.
Yeah.
I'm so excited about that.
I remember they said it was like be I misread a tweet, which is it's gonna be 6 episodes.
Mm-hmm.
So and then it's like they're gonna each be an hour long.
Uh-huh.
I think I heard. But when I read the tweet, it was like 6 hour long episodes. It was just that's what it says, 6 hour long episodes, and I'm like, wait, what?
Oh, that would have been amazing. We would have had to do a lot of live streams just for one episode.
We just like it's we just live stream Kenobi watch,
Yeah, there you
and
go.
it's just like have it on. It's like it's like those live streams of rooms full of kittens, sort of thing. It's like we just have a live stream of watching Kenobi. He's just
That would be
walking,
funny.
just farming, pets his do back.
All right, yeah. So we'll be covering a lot of stuff within the next few weeks and months.
Yeah.
So we'll be keeping you guys busy. um, all right. So final thoughts. I thought it was a great movie. I was happy with what they did. Again, what would have made it a 10 for me would have been if just like Anakin was in it or Obi-Wan or Ahsoka, but especially Anakin. So that's my biggest beef.
Yeah, I thought it was all right, and it could have been so much better.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but it was definitely a good ending to at least this era.
Yeah, it was good. Yeah. It was good. All right, guys. Well, those of you who hung out with us for 2.5 hours, thanks so much. But thank you to all of you who stopped in, said hi, and chatted with us for a little bit. Thank you to those of you who stuck it out with us the whole time. Thank you to my moderators for keeping an eye on the chat, keeping people in line. I appreciate it. And guys, please, 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 there's a link below to the Inspector's channel. Please head on over there and give him a sub. He's awesome. He's got a lot of great content on there. A lot of great reactions, a lot of great content and discussions. So please show him some
Star Wars
support.
reactions, some other fandom stuff reactions, if anyone's interested.
Yeah, definitely some good stuff on there. So
thanks to all the people in chat who joined for this wild discussion.
Yeah, guys, this is the end of our childhood. Has come to an end. Go get your tissues. All right, guys. Well, thanks so much for hanging out. This is Nothing Nerdy and the Inspector Who Reacts signing off. We will see all of you next Sunday. Next Sunday?
I believe so, yeah.
Okay, we're going to aim for next Sunday at 7 p.m. Eastern Time. So we hope to see you all then. Have a great holiday this week, no matter what you celebrate. I think Hanukkah's this week. We have Christmas this week.
Oh, yeah.
So,
Christmas.
So happy holidays to everyone. Have a happy and healthy
holidays,
and safe holiday.
Celebrations, cheer, family.
Eat lots of good food.
Presents.
Yes, all that good stuff. Spend time with your
Trees,
family.
lights, all the good stuff.
Watch Star Wars. Watch the Star Wars Christmas special, guys.
Oh.
Or not. All right, guys. Yeah, thanks so much for watching. We will see you all on the next stream. Bye, everyone.
Take care. See you there. Bye.